Good evening and welcome to Audio Dungeon. I'm going to too dramatic. Wow! It was me the whole time.
What?
Yes.
How embarrassing.
Yeah, how embarrassing. No one recognized me. You've known me your whole life, almost. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
Today's episode is episode 11.
Wow.
The first season is about to end.
What?
And this episode is going to be an interesting one. It's one of those where I'm really curious what's going to happen. I don't know. Usually I know I have a very, I have like things I have set up, my possible endings. I usually have 2 predictions, as you know. I try to just see where you guys are going to go. This one is one of those where it's going to go into this weird place of, I don't know what you're going to do, and then I'm going to throw a lot of weird shit at you, and then we're always going to have a good time. It's one of those.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm sad Brooke is not here today because Brooke would have liked this episode.
Yeah.
Because of the unique, interesting things about it. But yeah, you're gonna feel like there's a lot happening, little happening at the same time, and then all these weird currents happening. So I'm gonna wish you a good luck. This is episode 11, Off to Nether Netherland.
Nether Netherland.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Off to Nether Netherland.
I like that.
So, guys, welcome. I'm Tony Hansen, joined by the rest of the crew here. Tom Kokoza, Dan Isgro, Phil Castellano, and Damian Scro. Inside, we have Frankie on the switchboard. Switching it up. So, guys, we have the fans backstage right now, Charles, Richard, and Oni. And, guys, if you're watching right now and you are a Patreon member and not playing right now, you can give somebody a reroll. And we encourage it because they need it.
It's true.
I'll have you know a fun fact before we begin the episode that Damian Scro last night chose a cultural path in our system that allows him to pay half price for rerolls. I could have predicted that way in advance. In fact, I even zoomed on the screen and I said, I think this is the one that I think you're going to like.
I almost took that other one with the daily rerolls. That's a good one.
I'm sure there are many things that are almost that you would have done, but half price rerolls and plus 2 to your luck, that is a Scro special.
Yeah, the luck was...
Because you love the luck. I knew you like luck and you love rerolls.
Yeah.
And he immediately brought like a whole bunch of them. So...
And I'll never use them.
Update my... No, I'll use a couple. See, when I use them now, they're...
Backstage, is volume for the music good? Cool. Okay, guys, recap. When we last left off, a lot happened. Right, Tom? Go ahead, tell us. No, I'm kidding. So last episode, you guys were on what appears to be obviously the salvation station. You're below it. You're on that meteorite, which is a fragment of the moon that was. And it's come to light that possibly underneath, inside, that there is some semblance of the heart, at least enough, because there's been like a temple set up here by somebody, someone, something. We know it's like a celestial temple, supposedly, and we know that the Celestials, the Ancients, are aware of this temple because you spoke to the Red Knight yourselves. When you were there, you talked to Altari, which Altari is part, he's a Star Seeker, and he's from Arathia, his own planet, and he became a Star Seeker because he was selected. The Star Seekers are like people in like physical and obviously with soul who choose to help the galaxy, the other worlds and such, try to keep balance and such. And it was discovered that obviously you guys in the story are Star Seekers. Your souls are constantly reborn. Obviously, since we know this at the very beginning of the story, when you found out that your old characters are around, you're connected because you're Star Seekers. That's been kind of brought to light after all this time and kind of given purpose and defined. When you guys were there, the large crystal that was in your ship was taken by the Kairanites in that ship, and you recovered the crystal of Del, who Gashrin threw the crystal back. If you remember, that worked. So kudos to Phil Castellano. Wow. And you guys came down. It was a lot of running around trying to see what people were going to do. Not much accomplished there. But they came down. They landed the ship, and they brought all their troops down and discovered you guys in the temple at one corner of the temple where you guys were having some sort of commune with the Red Knight. He was telling you what was going on. They took you into custody. The episode ended with you guys awakening in some kind of cell, the lot of you, and not knowing what's happening. And the only thing you can tell is that you're in these physical bodies with those cracks that reveal like a yellow light underneath you. And you know that this to be the same kind of bodies that the Crystalborn have been transformed into, without, obviously not voluntarily. And you look out of a small cell window and you can see in the sky, well, I can't show you, that's not the view. In the sky is the blue star. the Everstar. And that's where we ended the episode. Okay, so fun fact. How many people are in the cell?
9.
Somebody was listening last night. No?
Do you think there's 9?
Yeah, didn't you say
Yes.
that last
Is
night?
Andrew's character in the cell?
No.
He's not? Why?
No. Because
Was-
you said no.
Wow.
Was if Andrew? I'll tell
I'm
you
not
this.
sure.
If Andrew was there, we'll bring up.
I think it's 9 also.
How many people are in the cell? Is Andrew in one of the suits?
No,
He
he was
he
in the
was
gun in the ship.
no. Plant took him out and put him in Aegis.
Oh,
Oh.
so maybe he is.
So if Andrew is in the suit, there are 10.
10.
Who is that other
There's
person?
an extra person in the
Welcome to the
cell.
show, guys. I'm going to let you guys think about that in the next 33 seconds. Good evening and welcome to Celestial Engine. This is Audio Dungeon. I'm your host, Tony Hansen, joined by the rest of the crew here, guys. Today's episode is episode 11. It is off to Nether Netherland. When we last left off, everyone appeared in a cell on the planet of Kairin, where they looked outside the cell and they saw a blue star in the sky. They're also in their new physical form, apparently. The same physical forms that were pressed upon on the Crystalborn that they saw in Salvation. We begin from that moment. I pose a question to you. There are many people in this cell. I could just tell you, but for the enjoyment of me and fans around the world, how many people are in the cell?
10.
Please name the people. You can
Okay.
name them by fans' actual names or their characters. We're just
Okay.
looking for. I will hold my hands up and I will count for you.
Miles.
Although when I get to 3 and 4, it gets weird.
Miles. Zeraxil.
Asha?
Desmond.
Asha.
Asha.
Radar.
Radar.
5,
Dell.
6,
Gilder? Right?
Gilder.
Val?
Val.
Right?
It's
Can I have
8.
that name broken down?
Andrew's character.
Andrew.
9,
And
Altari.
Aegis.
Altari. No, Altari's not there.
Aegis.
Oh,
Bingo.
wow.
You guys see a tall, 7-foot, dark-skinned man, human, black hair, black beard. Kind of like what's his name? The guy who plays the Arbiter in Halo. Is it Keith David? Is that his name?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Keith David. We just talked about him. I just remembered. So it looks like Keith David, and he's out cold. Andrew's character is also out cold, and Brooke's character Asha is also out cold. When you guys try to start getting up and coming to conscious state, you just start coughing. It feels like you're dealing with the transference into this body. And when you're trying to rile up some of these other people, they're just not coming awake. You guys can roleplay.
Oh.
Yeah. This doesn't feel so
Ooh.
good.
Where are we? Anybody?
I think we're in a cell.
Can see that.
I feel so squishy.
You feel so squishy,
See
like you
that
weren't
blue
ever
sun.
before.
Star
Oh.
outside.
How big is the cell that we're in?
Not that big. It's like 12 feet long and maybe like 6 feet wide, something like that.
And there's 10 of us in here? Wow.
Yeah.
It's cramped.
This is very uncomfortable.
What's the door?
What's the...
Cell door.
Like, what's the ground? What's the cell made out of?
The ground is actually stone,
Okay.
and the cell doors and the cell where the window is just some kind of metal.
Bars?
Yeah.
I think this is K-Room.
And all you're now, obviously, you're wearing just like simple garments, and every time the garment moves a little bit, it glimmers like a bluish color. Kind of lights up.
Can I recognize the material?
No.
I think we're on K-Rin.
There's a blue star out the window. It's not. We're not home. If we are.
I look out the window at the blue star. Is it very, very far away?
You look out the window. I'm going to give you a view that may not necessarily be your view, but it will give you some insight. So your view is very different because you're right there next to it. But if somebody was outside and like a spaceship looking at it, this is what they might see.
So to us, it kind of just looks like a giant blue ocean in the sky.
It's huge, yeah. And you see actually bits of rock floating around it too. It seems to be, it's super close to it.
I want to concentrate on it and see if I could transfer into it.
Interesting. Roll.
Awesome. Move.
What am I rolling?
Let's see.
Check.
Technomancy.
Fancy technomancy.
No, just regular technomancy.
Not fancy technomancy?
No.
Okay.
The bootleg fan.
Bootleg
Technomancy.
I can shortcut this for you, Dan. You don't actually have technomancy as a skill yet.
Oh, no. I didn't
You've
think
got-
I did.
No, you've got like Mystic Eye, Dampen Crystal, Star Path, and that, but you've only got 4 of the 6 skills you need before you get to technomancy.
Okay, so you've been
Would that be
using.
a star path?
I think you can try using your ingenuity for now. Which is basically you're on the verge of getting technomancy, and you've been using like your
Mancy skills.
like an ability, other various mancy
Yes,
skills
various Mancy skills.
and Nancy
Bootleg
skills and fancy skills.
Techno skills and Mancy skills, not together yet.
Right.
All right, here we go. Ingenuity. No.
Oh, that would have been interesting.
That would have been something.
Okay, so you see him look at the sky, and he's like, nothing happens. Look very dramatic.
Get a load of this guy.
Yeah, he's
Get a load of this guy.
Do
he's
you
trying.
think that they've done to us what they did to
While
the
he's doing this, I
crystal
whisper in his ear.
I do. We look.
Hello.
We look very similar to
What?
the
I want
people
him to
that we found in.
think it's me.
Let them role play.
We look very similar to the people found in the mines. Yeah, I think they took our. I think they took the souls out of our crystals and somehow put our essence, our minds, in these bodies.
I try to
Would
feel
you mind-
along the.
Would
Go
you
ahead,
mind
Oni.
if I tried something?
No.
I'm going to
Oh.
walk over to Miles and I'm going to try to use my healing aura on him and see if the magic works.
Cool.
It doesn't work. You're at full health.
Does it work on me because I'm close to there? Because I did have damage from.
No,
Being
we're
shot.
at full health. I was. what I
You
was
all seem
trying-
to be in full health.
Brand new.
Did it work then?
I can only tell you that you all seem to be in full health.
Do I feel like my aura is reaching out?
You feel like your
Or is-
aura is there. Your spells
Okay.
work. That's what you've accomplished
Are there
here.
any guards out there outside the bars?
There's a hallway that runs left and right, but you do not see any guards. You do hear some noises far like down the hallway in one of the directions, but you're not sure.
Is there a cell Can across I from us?
Oh,
or
Oh,
is is it it just just like... at the lock?
Not directly across. No.
I would like to go over and examine the lock on this Page.
The lock is an there is no lock. There is a crystal.
A crystal.
I'm going to call Zeraxel over and say, what do you think of this?
Go ahead, call him.
Zeraxel, come over here and look at this. I mean, it seems to be a crystal lock. I mean, I can pick many things, but I'm not great with crystals yet. See if you can like dampen it or do something with it. We might better get out of here.
They use the crystal to lock the door.
Seems to be that way.
Amazing. Del, have you ever seen anything like this?
Not that I can recall.
Huh.
This isn't my area of expertise. I mean, crystals, I know a little bit, but not enough for this.
How big is the crystal?
It's not big. It's like it's the size of a quarter.
Okay. All right. I reach out to the crystal and try to dampen the crystal to decrease its power. Just get us right out of there.
Okay. Is it is dampen crystal a trait or is it a power or
Intimidate?
Focus? Use intimidation. So just roll intimidation check that. I was laughing because he was like, it's like telling to a thief, could you open this door for me? He comes over like, wow. Amazing. Like, could you freaking open the door already?
Yeah, I know. I know what it is. That's what I called two of them.
I can admire
I know, but I was picturing it, so it just got funny to me.
the Cairenian craftsmanship.
It was real. It was good.
Here we go. Come on now.
Oh!
Wow!
Wowzers. 1-1-1.
Wow.
1-1-1. That's an ultimate fail. So
We are
the crystal
not-
gets more powerful.
Now it's the size of it.
If that was on
Silver
any other
dollar.
check, you would have a real problem right now because we haven't seen a critical miss. But as you know, critical misses now are much more drastic because they're almost impossible to have.
Yeah.
But you can do it. You know what?
Wow.
You know what?
There we go.
You know what? Trip ones, it opens.
Yes.
It opens. Congratulations, because it has to open. So,
And the alarm goes off. Right?
yeah, and they can kill you. No one does that to our door.
He
Okay,
rolls,
so
he
the
rolls
door
3
opens.
ones and you get stuck in the tiny crystal in the door.
That's much better than what you did. What you said. That's a better thing.
It really is.
I'm gonna let you vote, guys. Vote on it. Everyone here,
That's not fair. to
raise your
Dan.
hand if that's what should happen.
That's too good, though.
It's so
it's
good.
gonna be. I'm gonna take myself out of it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Raise your hand if you should be in the crystal.
It's 1-1-1s are bad though, right? The door opening would be what
Right,
we wanted.
right. You make a valid point.
In the crystal. That's the word.
We have 2,
He rolled
3.
once. He rolled once.
I can't do it.
I'm gonna do it. I think this is cool, man.
The door
I
opened.
like it.
4 for 6.
I like it.
The door opens. Okay, I'll let that happen, and you go into the crystal.
Oh, man.
You're currently
okay.
stuck in the crystal, and then his body just goes.
Let's leave first and then try and get him out.
Okay, I have a question about his body then. When he collapses down then, does the glow that was his essence that was in the bodies disappear?
No, it's the same.
The same?
It does not seem to be related to soul essence,
All right,
as there is none.
Let's go. I grab his body.
Where are we
I'm going to
going?
try. Can I try and remove the crystal from the lock? Like,
Yeah,
like
okay.
remove it out?
Before we do anything, let's leave the cell. Because if we take him
Yeah.
out, maybe the door might lock. So let's
Yeah, I
let's
step
get out of here
outside of the cell.
first. Someone grab Aegis. Someone grab Aegis.
You also have Asha on the floor. You also have
Yeah,
Andrew's character.
that's-
What's Andrew's
We
character's name?
can't carry all these people.
I have Dan's character, and who can take someone else?
I have no idea.
Richard, do you have Andrew's sheet?
No, I don't.
I can barely walk here.
Nobody
You want me
remembers
to
what his
carry a
name is.
body?
That guy.
He's only on for one episode.
Okay, so Andrew's.
That guy.
You guys do what you
Grab
want to
that
do.
All right.
And you know what? It makes sense you would forget his name, perhaps, because you don't have memory and you only met him before a little bit.
All right.
Yeah, you have like 4 people that are out.
Yeah.
There's 4 of us. We each have. Well, there's 3 of us. Well, yeah, there's 5 of us. Okay.
I got him. Someone's
All right.
gonna
Do we
get Aegis.
really,
and-
do we really think it's a good idea for us to leave the cell?
Oh, that's true. If we come here and the door's open and we stayed here, maybe that'll earn us points.
What?
I mean, where are we
The door's
going?
open. They didn't try and leave. It's like they're good guys. We can trust these guys.
That's what you're gonna do? That's your plan?
Is this Brock's
We
tale, the
wanna-
tabletop? Yo, the good guys. I locked them in the bar.
the
They
door
didn't want to
opened,
leave.
They stayed in there. So
Good guys. Give me some
guys.
gabagool.
I'm walking out
Yeah.
of here.
I'm getting out too.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm staying
But
in the cell.
I don't necessarily think we should be carrying all these people with us though. Like,
No.
I just feel like
All right, fine.
Zero? Is it Zero? His character?
I think they'll be just as
Fine,
safe
we'll leave
leaving
No,
them
it's
in
his
the
old
cell,
character.
to be honest.
Let's leave the
Like,
passed out people here then. Except
I-
for,
that's what I
except for
think we
him.
should do.
Let's get him because they're all sleeping.
Except
He's
for
awake.
Zoraxel?
He's awake.
All right.
Yeah.
Are you
we
able
know where
to?
they are. If we leave them here, we know where they are.
Okay.
Exactly.
How do you
Without
close
no
the door?
tools, are you going to be able to get the crystal out of this door?
I don't
Can
know. That's why I'm having a look at it and see if I can get it out.
Just
So
pop
I'll
it up with
examine
your
the lock
thoughts.
if I can figure it
So,
out.
Dan, your experience is that you are a lock in a door. This is and you feel like that in this state. It feels like a very natural purpose.
Yeah.
That's your lot in life.
Do I see anything? Is there any kind of?
Yes, you could see out of the either side of the door.
Oh, the point of view of the lock.
Yeah.
Right.
But I understand that I'm a lock.
Yeah.
There's nothing odd about this at all.
It's like if you turn into a cat, you would experience what it's like to be a cat. You experience what it's like to be a lock.
Okay. Do I understand that I'm a crystal, or am I just?
Yeah.
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 Do I have any want? Do I have any desire to leave at all?
Yeah, you're still you. You're still you.
But I'm kind of doing something that I have to do right
You
now.
want to be locked and then unlocked.
No.
No, you're just
Locked again.
you're in a crystal.
Okay.
And then maybe unlocked again.
Now I
then,
tried. What
once
did I
again-
try before? So I tried ingenuity before to travel from crystal. Now that I'm in a crystal, can I travel via star path?
I want to touch his finger to the lock when we're on the outside of it. Just like pick his body up and just.
Okay. So you can use your star path if you can find another crystal to reach out to.
The big boy.
That's your big boy.
Actually, how about the crystal that you were connected to?
I will give you a secondary ingenuity check on this.
Not star path.
It is star.
Star
Path.
Path Insight.
How do you is star path a trait or is it a?
Insight.
Yes, Insight
So
trait.
yeah, use your insight check then.
Same dice roll. But... No.
Ah.
Nope, you are unable. You feel the essence of it, but you're unable to go there. You do feel like you could roll that same. You could roll ingenuity check and try to get back into your body though.
Ingenuity or ingenuity.
Ingenuity.
Yeah. All right. Let's try it. Yes. All right.
You come back and you feel someone's moving your arm and making you touch the crystal. It actually looks like it worked.
Oh, sick! I knew that would work.
What are you doing, Desmond?
I put you back in.
He's back.
You're touching the crystal. See what I did?
I see. Okay. That might have helped.
Yeah,
Thank you.
no problem.
You did roll some sixes.
Okay. The door's open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are
My
we
question
going?
is, do we leave the bodies of the others here and then we go to this? I
Take off down the hall.
Yeah, let's leave
I'll
the
see if I
bodies
can,
here. I'll go with.
Look at this guy.
I'm going with him.
Man of action.
Hold the bold.
Yeah.
I'm going.
Which way though?
We've already been
It
waiting.
feels like no one's gonna outbold me.
I'm
We've
going.
been waiting here way too long already. I'm going.
You walk
Radar.
onto the
Which
hallway.
way? Left or right?
Left.
You walk onto the hallway and you see there are cell doors on both sides, going left and going right.
People in them?
On the very end, it seems like there might be when you go down. On both sides, it seems like there is light that it goes outside. Like you're in some sort of building where you can see to either end of the building.
Okay.
It's like a barn, one way in,
All right.
one way out.
All right, head
Well,
left.
2 ways in, 2 ways.
Yeah. there's
One path.
I'll head left.
Okay. You begin to walk left. Same way. Okay. You guys walk about 20-something feet, and when you do, you pass a cell that has it has figures in it, humanoids that appear to be of the same likeness of you, and they seem to be just sitting around the cell. There's about 6 of them in the cell.
I open up that lock.
Okay.
I don't want to stop.
With your mind,
Just
right?
keep going.
I'm trying ingenuity again. Yeah.
Okay, so he's just standing there looking at the lock, and you see they stand up and they seem a little bit alarmed. Okay, you've already done it because they wouldn't be able to say anything to you before you've done it.
All right.
I just keep walking.
Wait, am I rolling a check?
Yeah.
I wait here with him.
Yeah.
Yes, 6.
The door opens. They look at each other. What have you done?
We're leaving. Come with us.
We are not supposed to leave.
Well, I imagine the Karenites don't want us to leave, but we want to leave.
There are guards everywhere outside.
How many?
Dozens.
Dozens.
Some sort of trading ground.
Can we sneak out?
I don't believe so.
Can we get to a ship?
I don't think so.
Let's go find some guard outfits.
We'll need about
If there's
20
guards,
guard outfits.
we can kill them,
Right.
and then we'll take it from there. I mean, what's the alternative? A soulless lifetime of servitude.
It might be better if you just wait to be called.
Called by whom?
I don't know what they call themselves, but they take us one cell at a time.
And do what?
Apparently we have to see about some sort of process about what we're becoming, and there's some sort of, I don't know what to call it, a celebration or a feast of some sort.
They
But-
celebrate us losing our souls, losing ourselves.
Perhaps.
Mm.
But no one has returned yet, but supposedly that does not mean it is for bad. Apparently that if it goes well, you become free. Although you can die in the process. That's the only thing I've heard the guards tell us.
Where were you before you were here?
My memory is a bit hazy. But I remember Andaria. I believe us to be crystal-born.
What is your name?
It's hazy also. I don't quite recall it.
We understand. We've been in a similar situation, although we're not crystal-born by origin. I want to...
It is a limiting experience being in this body,
Yes,
trapped. Very isolating.
there's a... I think there's a way to get us back. We're going to try and do it. You don't have to come, but if you want to.
You should see this world. It is very different.
Different good?
Take a look for yourself. From the cells you can see the star in the sky, but to look outside is quite an experience.
Outside onto the planet.
Yes. The light you see outside, by the way, isn't like bright sunlight. It's very different. It's actually, you see colors of red, like almost like slight purples, and the blue, obviously.
Can I see out the window from here, or do I have to get into the cells to see?
You can just see the sky from the cells.
Yeah.
From the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Now look. We got no plan. Oh,
He's
where-
gone. He
Walking.
left.
I'm not there.
So we'll jump to you guys right now. So you guys walked ahead. Do you guys walk outside the building?
Oh, I stayed with Dan.
Just me.
Okay, so just you. So you walk to the edge of the building, and you gaze outside.
Is it open, or is there a door? Or
There is a door. You can see through the door. It's kind of like there's all these weird designs on it, but you could just see through it. And the door you can see is like slightly ajar, so you can just like open it up.
All right, I do that.
You look out, and this is what you see
Whoa.
from this kind of point of view.
Oh man. Okay. Do those lights look artificial to me, or
You don't know.
okay?
You're not sure. You don't. Any ground that you do see looks like the grounds are ripped up, and if you see anything red, it could even be like lava. It definitely feels like described, but like a society that's been like surviving, adapting.
Nearby structures or buildings or anything?
So outside is it's like an empty area. It's like all
Okay.
barren, like dark rock, and you see there are guards like in groups. Some of them are training, and some just sitting around. It's almost like you're in the middle of a barracks.
Okay.
Oh, to further give you some more information, the guard's armor, if anyone's armored up, the armor has like the crystals, like all in different parts of the body, and some of the weapons they have even have crystals embedded in the weapon or at the edge of the weapon. You see, there's one guy who looks like could be like a captain, and you see the entire blade is made of like crystal. It's just there's no metal involved in the blade.
Cool.
Cool.
That's awesome. Are there any? You said this is an open area. Am I seeing any buildings in the distance, or
You guys are up top, kind of like off to the side as you see the society, and like you're in like a barracks, and it's all barren land around it. It's kind of like you're isolated from this city on purpose.
Right.
And there seems to be guards everywhere, but they don't. Anyone who kind of glances over your position is not concerned.
Right. Okay. I want to head in. It's hard to tell, but I guess let me head along the building a little first.
Along the building,
Like, yeah, I want to go like along the building that I came out of. I assume
like
it's
outside
a
and around. You saying?
Yeah, I want to go outside and stay close to the building
And walk around it.
And yeah, and see how go for a little bit.
Because you're gonna walk around the building.
I don't want to go around the building. No, I want to go.
I don't know, around it.
How about I go halfway around the building?
Okay, so you keep the building to your left or right?
Left.
Okay, so you begin to walk outside following the building until eventually you come to the corner. When you get to that corner, do you turn?
What do I see?
You see the same thing that I showed you in the picture.
Are there guards right in front of me?
There's guards seemingly all around it, and you see this barren land around the entire length of the building.
How many guards are like in my field of view, like right in front of me?
In any direction you look, there's at least a dozen.
And they're just doing different things.
They're
like-
training, they're hanging out, they're just doing whatever. It definitely feels like you're in like some sort of encampment in the middle of like a barracks.
All right. All right, I'm gonna walk away from the building.
Okay, you walk away from the building.
Yeah.
Okay, you walk towards the guards then.
I don't want to go directly towards them, but
Any direction you go would almost bring you to the guards. They're scattered out doing different activities
all right, fine,
and such.
Fine. Yes, I go.
Okay. So you walk out towards one of the guards, and you see some of the guards looking at each other, and they start walking over to you. One of them calls out and says something to, and you see the captain, the one that looks like a captain, kind of looks over. And he starts walking over with them. 4 guards approach you, the captain in tow.
I keep walking.
Towards them?
I don't change direction.
Okay. So there comes to a point where you guys... I feel like you're making this very difficult, this roleplay.
I am.
I am? See, that's what I mean.
Well, I'm trying to get a
Am I?
picture of what's going on. I don't know.
Okay, so as you walk out, about 30 feet, you see the guards kind of approach you, and the captain is still walking up. Yes.
Are they in front of me or no?
They get in your way, yeah.
Okay. All right, I'll stop.
You're part of the new group.
Maybe.
Where are you walking to, friend?
I don't know. I wanted to see what was in that direction.
How did you get out of your cell?
It was open.
Your cell was open.
Yes.
So if I inspect your cell, I'll see that it was opened by someone.
Yes, I suppose you would. It's open.
Show me. And if you're wrong, you'll pay with your life here. Show me.
I don't want to go back in there.
You deny my
Fine.
request, you will die here. You will show me.
All right.
And if you speak a false
All right.
word, you will die.
All right. Let's go.
He brings you back in. He keeps a sword out to the back of your head.
Okay.
You walk back to the building. What do you do?
I go down the hallway. And I go. I guess I'll go back towards the cell.
Okay. Who opened the door?
It's open when I woke up.
You shall tell me a truth. Tell me who opened the door. I will spare your life.
I don't know who opened the door. Is anybody else there? Is everybody else
He
gone?
walks. He walks past everyone else. He kind of sees them. He says nothing. He just brings them through.
That's so funny.
I'm just sitting in the door inside the cell still with the unconscious people.
So we just kind of stay quiet when we see this happening. We're just like, is that what happens?
Does anyone know who opened this door? Tell me the truth, and I will spare this man's life.
One of the people in the cell just walked over it and then collapsed, and then the door opened.
That's actually what happened. Yeah.
I opened the door.
But it actually happened like he just described it. He walked over to the door, he collapsed, so it was all true.
You will all return to your cell. Immediately. If you are wandering again, your life will be forfeit.
Our life is forfeit now.
It is not.
Yeah, isn't it?
Your life will be determined by the kings.
Kings?
You will enter the cell now.
I go in the cell.
Anyone not go in?
How many of them are there?
This one guy walks in, the other guards are still outside.
I'm still
I
in
go
the
back
cell.
in.
I never left.
Everyone gave looks of like this guy, and they're like, okay, go inside.
I did that, and then I heard around, everyone else is gone. I'm like, all right.
I never left the cell. I'm still in here.
He closes the door.
Tony, while he's doing that, I want to watch what he does. And Harry closes the cell.
He puts his arm up to it, and you see there's something on his like a bracelet or something. Kind of close, locks.
So how is it out there?
He looks at all. He looks at all of you, and then leaves. Puts the sword away.
I watch him go,
You watch him as far as you can see.
and then I tell everybody what I saw outside.
Okay, you describe it to him.
That was really good detective work.
All right. So, it's hellish outside, and they're prepared to kill us.
Seems to be.
Interesting.
It's a big open area. There's a lot of guards out there.
Yeah, the armor looked. You said there was crystals all over their armor, right? If they
Yeah.
were wearing armor.
Yeah, this guy was not wearing full armor. He had a few pieces on.
All right.
So he describes the events you just saw, and I imagine you describe how the guy was, and he seems a little bit overzealous about his actions towards him. All of a sudden you hear, "Hua!"
No.
And you see Aegis wakes up.
Aegis.
You know me.
Hey, random dude.
I was gonna say he's supposed to know.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was my fault because I prepped you.
sorry.
And you could assume. You could assume he's Aegis, so you're checking it. Where am I?
We're trying to figure that out.
We're. I think we're on a different planet.
It's a blue star.
Is this Karen?
Believe so.
Do you know Karen? Have you been here?
Yes. I've not been here, but I know it. Is Sparky here?
Not that we know of. He is.
You are the crew, yes? My memory's returning.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Sparky is on salvation.
He stands up. He's like 7 feet tall. He's huge.
All right.
We used your suit.
Was the station saved?
No.
What happened?
Well, yes and no.
Eventually, no. We saved it. We saved it immediately. But, long story short, the forces of Everstar and Kieran came. The station was destroyed. The crystal was stolen. All was lost.
What of Gatrin?
Captured you.
I do not know what we do from here. I tried to avoid this.
Sorry. We failed.
You
Well,
hear footsteps
sort of.
come down the hallway, and you see it's the captain and 2 others, and they open up the door, the one that you opened before. And
Our cell or the other cell?
the other cell. And well, you can't see it. You assume they opened it. You're hearing it. Time's up. You're coming with us. Outside. You hear walking. Door closes. They leave.
Well, I guess they'll find out now what that whole ceremony is about.
I don't know.
Ceremony.
Yeah, apparently there's another group of people who've been here a little longer than we have. Former Crystalborn. They say that they take you out to evaluate how this is going. And if it goes well, there's some sort of celebration, and then you are promised your freedom. I don't believe it.
I
Just
do
as a
not wish to
guess.
be here.
I'm wondering if that ceremony is like forcing our souls into these bodies permanently. And I think we need to get the hell out of here.
I agree, but
How do we do that?
there was nothing outside that
You only looked one way. What about the other way? It could be the same, but we never really had a good look around.
it's true. I don't know.
The god captain did say if we went outside again, he would kill us.
Let's put it this way. I feel like our lives are close to end in one way or another, right? I don't have any desire to fight for another day of soulless enslavement or a lifetime of these, doing whatever these guys' bidding is. I'd rather die trying to get ourselves free than live just, to start some sort of
Yeah, for
existence.
them.
It's nothing. That's me. I'm not telling you what you should do or not. But
I mean, the thing is, we could end up being like slaves, like those other Crystalborn that were on Salvation, and I don't fancy being a slave.
right.
I mean, they
Right.
were forced to work in the mines. I mean, that's not a life.
Right.
These bodies are rather interesting, though, aren't they? I mean, we look at them. They're creating a system that is reverse engineering basically what you've done with Crystalborn. You're taking the crystal and absorbing it back into a new body. I mean, that technology itself is marvelous. It would be
Someone
interesting if we could find out more about it.
The clothes are kind of interesting.
Someone walks down the hallway and up to your cell. Well, hello. I am Calgar. I will be your representation. You may exit the cell and follow me.
What are we doing? How does this all work?
I will explain everything to you shortly. He brings you outside.
All right.
He brings you outside the other way.
Oh.
And the same thing. You see that all the barren lands are out there. And he walks out into the kind of like the middle. And obviously he checks every so often to make sure you're following him.
Tony, does he have any weaponry on him, like a dagger, sword?
He does have a dagger on him.
Just a
And he,
dagger.
and he has robes on.
Are we dragging the 2 people that are still unconscious, or do we just leave them?
He didn't say anything about that. And you have no time to ask that. So either you do it or you don't.
I'm not going to.
Just
I'm
leave
too
them.
small.
Okay, so you guys walk out. He's standing in the kind of just like in the middle of the battleground area as the people are training. In a distance, you see 2 guards dragging another guard that's been killed. It's the guard that talked to you before, and you see him being dragged to the edge of the cliff, and they throw him over.
Crystal sword guy?
No,
Not the captain, the one.
the one that reprimanded you,
Wow.
and then they just walk by.
What happened to him?
Derelict of duty, of some sort. Something was his responsibility. He failed. He was killed. Now, where are you from?
We're from Andaria.
And you were found at the station. Yes, your crew of the gnome.
Sparky.
Yes.
Are you familiar with Kaironite law?
No.
Nope.
Tonight you will have a banquet. It will be in your honor. In less than a day, you will go through something you might call the purge. You will live out the final moments of your previous existence as the crystal in your body is absorbed by your new body, an engineered body. If you survive the purge, you will become a true Kaironite. But there are some things you should know. You see, as you are Andarian, you are soul-bound, trapped to your planet. We are not like that. And we are aware that there is no afterlife. There is nothing. There is the now, the present day, as long as it may be. But in our time, we have found that there is still something else. It is something called the Nether. It is found that those who died and were able to be brought back went to a place that is similar to a sort of hellish terrain. Many who go there die. It is their final resting place, or somehow people return. There's even the Shadow Weavers, a part of our society that are obsessed with trying to gain ultimate power by allowing themselves to fall into this deathly state and coming back. While there are rumors that you are able to achieve great and incredible things. And no one quite knows, is it a search of the mind, or is it something else? We don't really know. But you, tonight, will experience the Nether for yourself. And you must go in, be brave, and escape. If you do not, you will perish. I must say that more and more, and every day, your kind, the crystal-born that have been put into these bodies, most perish. And we do learn a lot from this. But I believe a few thousand have gone already, and about 47 have survived the process.
So, okay. I just want to clarify. Kaironite law is that this was done to us without our request or permission or anything like that at all.
No one who is soul-bound is allowed to be on our world, or any of the core world, or any of the fragments around it.
Why don't you just send us back to where we came from?
Yeah, you brought us here.
You took us. We didn't ask to come. Nor did we ask to go experience this.
I do not represent the government of our land, or the Three Kings, or any other guild, perhaps. I am doing my job in informing you. It is up to you to work out whatever you wish with whoever might imprison you or set you free.
Fair enough.
You laugh at this.
So who should we talk to about
Tell me
being
why you
sent?
laughed at this.
Because I don't understand who we should be talking to.
So it's humorous to you.
Yes,
the situation.
it's pretty funny.
It seems like we're in an impossible situation. It seems like
Because you might not like it, but you are, in fact, the representative. That's what's funny. It's like you think you are not the representative, but you are, in fact, to us. We're not from here.
I am your
You are
representative.
the representative of your entire people. To us. At this very current moment.
Well, then you do not understand clearly, and I will inform you that I am not that.
So then the person who should be here, and then that is not you.
No.
Yes.
You go back to your cell. Now.
Okay.
Leave.
Sure.
You may ask me any questions, but to talk to me in that manner, it would be incorrect.
Fair enough. Fine. So, we go through this process. Let's say we come back. What happens then? We gain what you've attempted to do, and our souls are absorbed by these flesh suits. Then what?
You would have saved from your...
Okay, religion aside, what happens to us then?
That is up to everyone in charge, of course.
Okay, for the 47 Crystalborn that made it through, what happened to them next?
They are free as Cateranites. They can walk amongst the core world or the fragments if they wish.
If we have no interest in being Cairnites or living on Cairan, and we wish to regain our souls and return to Andaria, how can we do that?
I have not seen any cases where that has happened. You would have to speak to someone in charge.
So we've been kidnapped.
Would we have the opportunity at any point in this process to speak to someone who could at least give us insight into whether that's possible or not?
Well, you are fortunate to know that tonight in your banquet, all 3 of the royal families will be there.
Oh.
It actually will not take place here where we are. It will take place on the core world.
What is the core world?
It is the world left behind, the world where the damned, the void, live. But of course, there are the 3 fortresses there where the families have their meetings in neutral territory, if you wish.
The damned?
Yes, during the rapture, many of our kind, not all survived in the sentient state. Some now dwell looking for light, the light of Andar that was taken from them. We know now that to be a foolish and a lesser response to an unevolved creature that just could not survive the process.
I have some experience with that.
Then you know they are very feral and cannot be reasoned with.
So, okay, thank you for the honor. And I don't know whether that is just our luck or whatever the case may be. We'll try not to embarrass you or anybody else in this celebration tonight. Would it be impertinent of us to ask for a different fate? I don't want to do anything that's going to...
When you're at the banquet, you may ask. They are the royal families. They can do whichever they want. It all depends if one of them will represent you and take you under their care.
Oh.
One of them must stand up for you. That is how it will work.
Okay.
I will explain. So you will go to this banquet. You will be treated as an honored guest. You will there at least, not feel like a prisoner as you feel now. Of course, this is very jarring for you, I understand. When you are there, you can speak to everyone as you wish to walk up to another at an event and speak to them. Of course, they will have their guards around them, but you can speak to them freely. Ask them whatever you wish when this happens. Now, at some point at the night, there will be some sort of declaration. The 3 families will be there. Caven is ruled by these 3 families, the Everstars, the Blood Knights, and the Wind Songs. The Blood Knights are 2 twins. The Everstars is a family, a mother, a father, and, well, their son. And of course, Sussex Windsong. All 3 rule Caden. When new beings come into play, you must be aligned with one of these houses. If you are not, you are killed. So they will do this first to determine who will take you in. If they do not, you will be killed there. If someone does take you and represent you, you will be alive long enough to see the process where they will try to bring you back from the Nether.
What is the name of the Blood Knights? And you said they were twins, but what are their names?
Fecwin and Darius.
Can I ask which of the houses produced the technology that put us in these new bodies?
The Everstars. The Everstar has actually created the star you see above us. It shines blue and keeps our world together. And they also created many other of the crystal technology you see.
Interesting.
They do not have any home upon the floating rocks around the world. They live in their ships and they have their fortress on the core world, and that is it. The other two have many cities. But Everstars seem to be very powerful. Of course, they have their ships. They're unmatched because of this.
Do the Blood Knights or Windsongs have ships? Or,
Yes.
or is it...
But only the Everstars have capital ships.
Interesting.
All
So
right.
at this party, we are to barter for one of these three houses to take us in as their ward, and if we are able to get one of them to do that, we will be allowed to take the trial. If not, we will be
You'll be executed there. You actually will be devoured in front of them.
Oh,
Devoured
Yes.
by.
It is one of the few times that our society will actually drink the blood as
vampires.
vampires. Vampires are called in your world. Or darkling is the term that we are dubbed by many.
Yes.
Interesting.
All right. All right.
So, these Blood Knights and Windsongs, what are their areas of expertise? Like, what are they? I mean, I'm guessing that the Everstars are like your royal family and they have all the big ships and that. But what are the others? What do they have that might interest us?
I do not know what would interest you about them. The brothers are focused on magic, and Sussex seems to be focused more on her people, I would say.
Is it an all or nothing? Like, all of us have to be taken up by one of these families, or is it like each of us is selling ourselves? For
They will take you all as a group.
oh, okay,
You are seen as a lot.
right. Okay. Do you know, or do you have any idea why we were taken and this was done to us? Is it just because
Any being that is not Cave Knight must be seen, either protected, imprisoned, or brought directly to someone in charge.
Right.
You were seen to be in collusion with a kidnapping of a royal member of a house with Gatrin.
Ah,
So you are here.
understood.
We didn't kidnap Gatrin.
Once again, I have no
Yeah,
judgment to any of this.
Right.
But you are deemed to be in league with the gnome, and you're part of his crew. And it is said that Gatrin was found in some sort of imprisonment upon your ship or station.
Well, he was found on the station. He wasn't a prisoner, but I can understand how that's perceived, and I don't want to certainly, contradict a royal member of the royal family here. Right.
Again, you will have your say later. But I will leave you with this. You may, of course, ask another question. I am here to act as your representative. So, make sure that everything you do shows a sign of respect. Your friend here that started demanding things because he did not know his place, he would be killed. My job is to deal with you specifically, knowing that you do not know our rules. No one else will deal with that. They will simply end your life, and they have that right to do so here in the barracks. You're under martial law here. And no one
Are we free to
represents
move
you.
around?
No, you can only be here. But I restate that. No one represents you. Therefore, your life is easily forfeit at the will of any commander, captain, or guard who deems that you're acting out of place.
Right.
So, be wary.
Understood.
Where is Gatrin?
I do not know. I imagine it will be at your banquet.
All right.
As our representative, who's helping us, do you have meeting us and speaking to us? Do you have any recommendations on which of the 3 houses that we should approach?
I do not. It is not my place. I am here to get you ready for what you're about to face, and I will ask any questions about our society, anything about tonight.
All right. For assuming we gain patronage and we get to go through this nether process, the ones who survived, what did they say they experienced? How did they say they survived it?
They describe it as well, the ones of your crystal-born reference the inner parts of your world. They describe it as worse than the hell on your world, on Andaria.
Well, that's where we're from,
Do we get weapons?
No,
we
there is
supplied
no
with
weapons.
anything?
It is another plane of existence. We don't even understand it quite.
Fair enough.
You cannot bring your weapon there.
All right.
Any procedures or things that
There-
we should know? Bowing or at times?
Bowing is considered a form of respect here. Yes, I believe it's similar on your world.
When the kings appear before us, are we expected to kneel, and then when they say stand up, or will
Any
we
signs
just
of
yell
respect
out?
go very far in a society. The more respectful you are to them, the more you will see from them.
Good
I
to know.
understand.
And be truthful. We do not lie here. Lies are under the penalty of death. There is one life here. You live this one life, you will live it in pureness. It is what we demand of ourselves, and we demand that of anyone here.
How long does a Kieranite live?
As long as they can stay alive. There are some in our society that are over 1,000 years old. Many in their late hundreds. I myself in 323.
Wow.
Of course, our orbits are quite different.
Orbits?
The orbits of our world.
How long is an orbit here? I wonder,
Our days
comparatively to ours.
Our days are roughly 32 hours long, and it takes about 722 days, I believe, to make a full orbit.
Wow.
2 years for every one. That would make him close to 600 years old, maybe even more, of our time, anyways.
Yes.
You look good.
Kieranite was once like your world, and also located in a very different part of the system before the Rapture. That reminds me, don't bring up the Rapture.
Or anything about that.
We consider that to be an open wound. And we blame, not you specifically, but you represent those that we blame, the ancients of Andaria. They attacked us. Without provocation, of course.
Yeah. There's some on Andaria who feel the same way about the planet that we live on. The ancients used it as their plaything.
The sentiment here is that war, cold and hot, will happen between societies, but there is a line that should not be crossed. And in this case, the line was definitely crossed.
I can see. We won't bring it up.
I would not.
All right. I don't know. I don't know.
From here on forward, you will refer to me as your lord. I am in charge of you. I am responsible for you. Tonight at the banquet, I will be there, helping you. If you fall on a line, if you cause chaos, my life will be forfeit. Do not disappoint me.
All right.
I will be back.
Are we free to move around here for now?
You will do whatever they tell you. I would go back to your cell.
Yes, my lord.
Good luck to you. You guys head back to your cell. You're there. You run back into Desmond, and you guys can roleplay.
Well, this is not good.
No.
Quite the situation.
So what happened?
Well, he said,
Fill him in.
yeah, long story short.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, I don't know. The only hope I'm seeing right now is if somehow, and this doesn't play with what we understand, but if somehow Gatron's convinced them that he was kidnapped, he was a prisoner, and he's got taken back in with open arms, maybe he can kind of help guide us. But
Maybe we can get onto his ship.
Didn't
Yeah,
he
but here-
say that he had committed a crime and he was being hunted by his own family?
yeah, my understanding is that he was fleeing for his life, not that he was was on a joyride and Sparky picked him up. But I don't know.
But his crime could have been helping Sparky, and it could have been that he gave them the astral crystal stuff, the liquid stuff that powered the station. So he might have given them access to that, and that's why that was the crime he committed. We never did find out what it was.
No.
Is it?
Either way, though, it doesn't really matter. I mean, at this point, we would be happy for his help, but we should probably plan for him not to be helping.
I mean, is it possible that Gatron was lying to us the entire time?
Yeah, I think it's possible.
Or perhaps that's just what his family told everyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it possible that he really was a prisoner on the Ark
Yeah.
and that we freed him?
I think
That
Sparky
he
kind
lied
of
to us.
kind of made reference like that wasn't the case, but it's possible.
Aegis, do you know?
Wasn't his door unlocked though?
Hold on, Aegis, do you know about Gatron and what it was all about? Because we've got no memory of him.
So I'm going to roll for... actually, I'll let you guys roll. Every time you roll a 6, I'll let everybody roll twice. Every time you roll a 6, I'll just give you a fact. I'll put into a story.
1-6.
Nice.
Nope.
Here we go. 1-6.
So 2 total. Nothing?
Nope.
Nothing? Oni? Richard?
Just 2 6s?
None for me.
Crazy.
Nope. I had two both
Okay,
times.
so I'm going to allow... There's quite a few things he can remember. I'm going to allow him 2 things that he remembers. I recall the jumper returning with Sparky and Gatron. And they did not seem to be enemies. They seemed to be... Sparky was assisting Gatron, who was hurt very badly. Gatron wanted to help Sparky because he said that hunters were coming. Sparky wouldn't let him do that. Sparky brought him in to the containment area. He fiddled with the buttons a bit. I was watching, asking questions, how I may be of assistance. In moments, the hunters were coming. We knew they would destroy the ship or take over soon. Sparky initiated something of an experiment, utilizing the crystal. It's the last thing I remember.
All right.
Where was the station? Was it around Andaria or was it elsewhere?
I don't believe you rolled enough 6s for me to remember that.
Because I thought he would have known when the jumper came back. Like, where was the station? Was it near Andaria? Was it not near Andaria? It's just a simple.
Makes really
Yeah.
good sense.
Yeah, not enough 6s.
He was looking at the window, but what he saw, he can't tell you.
If I told you the whole story, that would have mean you rolled more 6s.
All right. Okay. I don't know. Look, we can try and go ahead with this. see what happens. Or we can, I guess, commit suicide by guard now.
Do you think that this nether that he's speaking of, that they say is hellish, do you think that it is being generated by the star that they've created?
You are asking. I have no idea.
I mean, on our planet, the what we know as the ego realm is created by the planet itself, creating a field, right? So possibly, if they've created this star above, whatever they've done to it is possibly a torture that's being reflected in its own ego realm.
It would make sense. I mean,
could
they've
work.
meshed all these
I mean-
crystals together. I mean, each crystal has a soul, or an essence at least.
They
I mean, I
have
can't say
thousands
for
of souls.
certain. I can't say for certain without seeing the technology that created it. I would be very interested to see the magical creation that they made to fuse such a large crystal. But I mean, it's just very interesting, the parallel to our own world, and the fact that the archmages, as he said to us before, that the further we got from our world, the harder it would be to return. Perhaps this is the reason why.
I don't know. Maybe
I feel
maybe
like we could never return.
that's what we're being told. Yeah.
Why do we not just take our own life? Would that not be easier?
It would.
It
Because
might be.
the Red Knight said there might be a way to reverse the process at the temple. If we can
cannot
get
return my
back to the
people
temple,
Like this.
It is a risk. You might be right. It might be a risk not worth taking.
Giant prayer circle to the Red Knight. See if that can help us out.
Yeah, I don't think that's possible.
He was pretty upset the last time we spoke to him. Don't think he'd be very keen on helping us out.
So far, the Aegis keeps accepting calls they don't want to take.
So
They don't like
they
telling
don't
us
hang it,
how
but they're
happy.
like, no one else calls.
That's how they like it. You guys are like an 888 number. Okay, so unless you want to roleplay something or do something of worth, time will pass.
Before we go, I know we haven't gotten to meet any of them yet, but based off of what he told us, do you have an idea of which one you would like to try to lobby and get them to join our clan, to us to be bought by them? Apparently, I mean, one of them is. I'm not sure if the twins will take us. We're not too many of magic users.
Right, I was thinking we have experience with the station, so maybe the Everstars with their ships, maybe we could have some sort of value since they're.
Also, we did kind of free their son, like that. We did that.
That, I believe, is our only hope.
We freed him. Like we were everything that when he was imprisoned, we were unconscious. We woke up, we freed him. So it's like
If we have no reason to believe that Gatrin will be helping us in some way, shape, or form, I don't think there's much hope for us. Aegis, I think you might have the right idea.
Well, but before when Sparky made these suits, which helped the hunters become a more formidable power, right? They said that they didn't have those technologies. It was a new technology to them. With the four of you, you have intimate knowledge of technology that maybe they've never seen before. You might be able to use that as a bargaining chip to get us bought.
Yeah, look, I think, for me at least, it's worth playing this out for another day or so. If there's an opportunity for us to get the freedom to go back, I think we should try and take that. That's me.
I agree, but I don't know if that opportunity will present itself.
I don't think it will.
Yeah.
And I don't think, for what we're told, it's thousands went in, 47 came back.
Right. Our chances are very low, and let's also remember, if we come out the other side, we'll be living like vampires. And on top of that, this world wants to attack Andaria and destroy it.
What?
We're not in a very good position.
no.
No.
But
There might
is
be an
it better to
opportunity.
die?
Yeah.
Here's the other thing. let's say we make it through. Our life is forever changed, ruined, whatever the case may be. If we make it through it, we become quote-unquote free men, if it's real. We have the opportunity to somehow get a message back, get back somehow, let people know what we're dealing with. And Daria doesn't know what
We're walking
this
examples.
of what this world is capable of. We kill ourselves now, that is a guarantee it continues. That's the only thing I'm thinking. I mean, maybe you can get out. You jumped into the door.
That's
Yeah, how did you
there's
do
one
that?
Chance, but I can travel from. My consciousness can travel between crystals.
Yeah, I understand that with the big one, but what was the focus that you did? How did you do it? Mechanically speaking.
Mechanically speaking, it's an ability that I have.
Can anybody do it?
I believe with the right amount of knowledge and training.
Sparky could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These things I could do it.
Give it a shot.
I mean,
Sparky
we're all
was-
in these new bodies, maybe.
Sparky was training you in technomancy. One of the reasons he chose you to be on board the crew. This I remember.
I don't remember this.
Zeraxel, can you reach out to the big crystal, or is it too far away?
I tried before. Didn't work.
I mean, you've been in the body a bit longer now. I mean, I don't know if it'll help, but I mean, if you could anything. I mean, we're sitting in a cell. I mean, what harm is there to do a bit of meditation and do what?
I
Tari
understand.
said.
I can try again, but I'm
Meditate.
not very confident that'll succeed since I've tried and failed already.
Out of game, you can't try again. Same result.
You know.
I can't try again. There's no way I can do it.
Well, you could try. It's just that it doesn't work.
I can try, but it won't work.
Can you try a different contact?
Different contact?
Like a different crystal? Maybe not what you were trying to? Like a different
Yes, I went into our cell crystal.
Oh, okay. What about
I'm
maybe
gonna-
you anybody sense maybe how far away from Sparky we are? Like is that, or if they took that crystal here?
That would be
sense that
nuts, wouldn't
presence?
it?
Or our crystal. We know our crystal is here, right?
Our crystals are in us. I mean, do you sense Sparky's
No,
presence?
he means the Arx crystal. Right?
Me. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh,
we
yeah.
know
yeah,
that's
that.
here.
Is that
I
here?
don't know anything. In fact, I know we're here. But yeah, well, see if you can reach out.
That's true.
Use your feelings.
Can I do that?
Okay, you're going to look for it. I'm going to make you roll an investigation check. And this investigation check will need to have 2 R6s in it.
That's
But
crazy.
you get your crystal knowledge into it because you're looking for a crystal.
Yes. That's correct.
Your crystal's knowledge.
Add your crystal
So,
knowledge.
3. Another 3.
Another 3. All right.
There we go.
Come on.
You have 1 6?
And one still roll.
Oh, it might be a 6!
Yay!
Yeah! Okay, so you find it.
Yay!
Okay.
And it is high above the planet.
Still on the capital ship.
Still on the ship.
Yeah, you can determine that.
The crystal is here.
But you can sense it, which means that you can try to travel to it.
Sick.
But
Ooh.
it'll be 2 R6s.
Okay, before you do this, I have just thinking a bit evilly here. When we opened the door and got out and they realized they killed the guard who did it, what would happen if all the doors opened?
They may kill all the guards, but they'll kill us first. They know that we opened it. They know
But we're
that
not-
he
we're not leaving
specifically
the
opened
cell.
it.
Ah,
What?
True. Yeah, we should have told them that part. That would have been
Well,
funny.
we also found out that they don't lie and they have a pretty good sense of when people are lying.
Yeah.
Right? I think I'll tell you this: anything we do to act out of line, they're going to kill us.
Yeah.
Not talk to us, not reprimand us, not say, "Oh, we told you one last time." No. I think If we act out of line, we die. Immediate. And that's...
And something tells me they're not down to their last 3 guards. And they would kill them and leave us unguarded.
Right.
If we just keep opening these doors, they keep killing their guards. There's no one left.
Oh yeah, trying to get me. I've opened 20 doors.
20 guards down. They keep throwing off cliffs.
Infinite guard killing trick.
Best jail ever.
Keep pulling opening it.
But,
One guy at the ledge.
That's exactly how it works.
I'm gonna go up to the door. I'm gonna try and do it.
okay.
Oh man.
Touch the crystal and concentrate.
Okay, roll a concentration check.
Or you mean tuition, like Dan did?
You said you try to concentrate.
Ingenuity. Yeah, we'll try to focus.
Okay, roll the ingenuity check then.
Two 6s and a 5, so that's 3 successes.
Whoa.
Okay, do you have technomancy?
I'm working on technomancy.
What do you
No,
have?
I don't have technomancy. Star Path and where's the other one? Star Path and Mystic Eye.
Okay, I'll say that you have a feeling that you've moved one step closer to doing it. Dan had Sparky's training, and Dan had that unusual event that happened to him, the superhero moment. So you do it, and you can kind of get a shadow of what he did. So because you succeeded here, I'll allow you to move another step further the next time it comes up. But you're unable to do it here.
Oh, that was weird.
You felt like a pull.
Whew, that tingled. Ooh,
Fair enough.
y'all do it.
Okay.
Y'all try it.
No, I don't...
They just these bodies.
Do you guys want to jump ahead, or do you have something else you want to do?
I think... Let's
Are you gonna try
move
and
on
reach
to
out the crystal?
Did Dan do the thing yet with the crystals? Going inside?
there too, just to not be the naysayer person. But if they catch you doing that, they're going to kill you again. Right? If they catch you. They told you not to leave the cell. They didn't say your body can't leave the cell. If they know what you're doing. Right? I don't know if they can know. I don't know what they do know.
Right.
Right?
It's a fair point.
I'm just letting you know.
I wonder how much control, if you'd have any control of the ship when you go into that crystal. And if so, how much chaos can you cause?
I don't think so.
Yeah, there's
I mean,
not really
I-
anything to lead us to believing that, unless he could like transfer his consciousness to the ship.
I was able
crystal
to-
might not be hooked up to the ship.
What if it is, though?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's a big
If
what
it's
if.
still on the ship. Maybe they hooked it up.
I was
Maybe.
never able to control the Ark.
No, but we didn't plug you directly in like we plugged Dell in. Dell was able to control the Ark.
Oh, I see.
You know, that's kind of like where I was thinking about, you know. Like maybe if that crystal was like hooked into the ship, then maybe. But
No.
that's a lot of what ifs and a maybes. And
What are you doing?
No, I agree with you, Miles. They might kill all of you too.
What's
Mike?
it to lose, though?
That's exactly what you just said.
They might
Everyone-
kill
everyone-
all of
everyone's
us.
No, but like,
lives.
They're gonna probably
do we
kill
want
us
the
all
other
anyway.
outcome? It's
Yeah.
like why wouldn't you try it? Why wouldn't we try this?
I'm okay with you trying.
Yeah.
If you wanted to try it.
We don't want the other outcome of this event happening.
Yeah.
I'm even down to run and gun this and just leave the cell and look for the nearest place to find weapons and things and try and just like take out what we can on the
There's
way
not
out.
much out there. There's
just
a lot
like-
of empty space between us and whatever you're looking for, and a lot of
Yeah,
guards
and
between
even
us.
if we did get on the ship, we wouldn't know which way to go.
It's better than what's going to happen tonight if it goes through.
I don't even know what I'd be able to do if I were to reach out to the crystal anyway.
We don't want that event to happen tonight. We heard the numbers. We don't
We
want
don't have
that.
a
Not good.
What choice do we have?
We have options right now to try to see what he can do with the crystals that we have access to.
I mean, that's one thing.
We can also hope that Gatrin has something planned for us.
That too. We're gonna bank on that though.
Crazy.
Maybe if you connect to the crystal, you might be able to find out some more information. I mean, there
Or
is
even
always
look-
that risk.
Yeah, or even see where he is.
It's a high risk.
What's your
Well,
decision?
It's,
They found us in that temple. There was 4 different ways to go. How'd they find us? So they probably knew how to fix things. So it's a risk either way.
maybe they can crack souls.
And it wasn't that hard to find us in that temple. We were at the end of a path.
Yeah,
Like,
but there was 4 different
pretty-
paths. Which path
No,
did you take?
There
but
were
there
4
was a
different
lot of
paths.
them. There was a lot of them. There was not just 2 of them. It was.
Yeah,
We're
but
all
there was
like,
only one
we
person
didn't,
with a
we, didn't
crown.
leave we didn't leave a trail of breadcrumbs in another direction. We were down the stairs, like down one of
Yeah,
the 4
maybe
paths.
maybe they just split into 4 groups and just went out
Yeah,
all the paths.
Yeah.
That's possible.
I don't do anything.
Okay.
And wait.
Does anybody want to do anything of worth, or I will advance to when the
As
representative
we're
returns?
as we're advancing time, I just want to study these bodies and see if there's anything that's different about them than our normal bodies. Like, if are these bodies like? Do they have the same heart? Do they have the same lungs? Or are they like a different alien species?
Okay, show me you studying your own body.
Actually, I go into the corner of the cell and I study my own body a little bit.
Okay, everyone. Who else? Anyone else studying
How many
their own
corners?
body?
How many corners are there?
I have medical expertise.
There's 2 empty
right?
graphs.
I definitely, try to isolate myself a little bit.
I'm the medic, so I'm trying to make sure that, like, if I try to heal someone, I don't heal them wrong.
It's not
their bodies
anatomically
are
correct,
the
bro.
same.
I want
Okay.
to spend my time
This might be the
examining
last chance I get.
block.
Doing what?
I'd like to spend my time examining how this lock works and try to get a really good understanding what it does and see if I can figure a way how I can pick it and then relock it and just
Okay.
trying to learn about it.
We now close that chapter. Time advances. Some of you study your own bodies. Have a great time. And you see Dell is there trying to put a lockpick into a crystal for a long time. That
I'm not just
unfortunately is
examining the lock,
unsuccessful.
trying to figure out how it works
Right. So
because I have
you-
locks as a knowledge. So that's what
So you-
I'm sorry.
Yes, you keep checking it. It's just the crystal's there. You're not sure where to put the lockpick still. Now time passes, and you hear the representative coming down the hallway, and you see the captain of the guard coming. Careful, he turns to the representative, the captain. These are the ones who tried to escape before. I had to kill one of my best men. They will not escape. I believe that we talked before. He's clearly within your range, so almost like looking at you guys. We talked before, and I believe we are at an understanding. They know that their best behavior will serve them. And me, of course. He grabs his sword, kind of pulls it out partially, and you see it like glowing. And he kind of just waits. A few of the guards are there. They open a door. Follow your representative. Be lucky you have one. Many don't.
all right.
Follow.
He walks out, and this time when you go outside, you see there's a ship waiting for you. It's a small like cargo ship, and it's just there. Thing comes down. You guys make your way onto the ship. You fly up. You fly over the terrain, which I'll show you one more time. You go flying out to above into the sky. You go onto the capital ship, and you're kind of just sitting in the capital ship for apparently a short ride, and the capital ship takes off. It takes about an hour, and you arrive here. And you're on the core world. And you clearly see 3 fortresses that are a similar design. The rest of the world outside of this small valley is full of a lot of different terrain, much of it alien. But I mean, you do see like mountainous area, plains. It just looks like it's been destroyed, and sometimes growth has returned, but many times it didn't. The red you see here is lava. Your ship undocks. Well, I'm sorry, you're coming down on your ship, not the capital ship, obviously. And it lands high up in one of the towers. Open the platform. You walk out, and you see there are guards there, and these guards have like this. The armor has all amethyst crystal in every piece. They have these like purple cloaks over them, and they have like cloth around their face, just revealing their eyes only. They stand there and they have spears, and the spears in many cases have small like chips of crystal into it, up to the point where you see the point is made of diamond.
Ooh.
There's 12 of them, and they seem to be on the sides.
Any insignias or anything?
There is an insignia. You're not sure what it means, but your guess is that it means one of the houses. Dennisgrove knows that that the number 12 guards means don't mess with them. You said it to me once. You said usually when you put 12 guards, it's like the don't mess with them number.
Right. It's like if it's 2 guards, you I can see
right.
You can take those
Is
guys.
there like a shape of the insignia? Is there like a design? Like what does it look like? Is it like?
The insignia would be which house would this be?
Triangle.
This one appears to be something like. Do you remember the one that resembled? You guys were calling it like a cross.
Yes.
You would see that would be the insignia here.
Okay.
Oh.
Interesting. So it looks familiar a little bit.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys make your way in. You go down. You go into like a larger room, and you see there are the equivalent of like some sort of servants or butlers or something like that. And the whole inside of what appears to be, on the outside, it looks like I just showed you. You know, here like this harsh terrain. Sorry, this one. Inside, you see like outside this harsh terrain, but you can see kind of the glow of the crystals inside. And inside is very beautiful, very regal, and this amethyst crystal is almost like is what the walls are made out of. It looks like you're in like a place that you couldn't even imagine that it would be built this way. They come up to you, these servants, and they give you different garments and just kind of just dress you up a little bit. He just seems to be confused, and they have to give him extra garments because he's really big. After about 5 minutes, they bring you down a few more flights, and you could sense you're at the doors to a very large hall, probably in the center of this whole fortress or castle or citadel or whatever it is. The doors open. You walk inside, and you see that in this room, you mentioned triangle, but for the 3 houses, it's kind of like that. You see that there's a table that is about 10 feet long, and it's mirrored reflection at the points of a triangle, and all the 3 houses have seats there. Around them is people just mingling, talking. They're obviously all Karenites, and they all look their best. They're all dressed up. A lot of them are doing like a masquerade type of mask, and they all seem to be looking over to you guys. This, for out of game, this reminds you guys players as the Citadel did in Knights of Vandar. So,
with all the high up vampires hanging around.
Yeah, they're all vampires, obviously, to you. You see everyone just kind of mingling. Some people are looking over to you. They let you go into the room, and that's it. Some people come over to you, they walk by, and they kind of like raise a glass to you, and they drink after they do that. And you do feel like you're being somehow celebrated, but also people are curious, and whatever else they might be thinking. You guys are amongst the party. I would put the guest count around 500. And this hall is definitely big enough to hold them. Anything else in the room are statues of perhaps great figures or great moments in their history. They don't really mean anything to you. And there are actually about 3 windows here where you can see out. The windows are not glass; they are amethyst, but there are like a thinner layer of it, and you can see out. It's if you were to walk by one and feel it, it would feel very strong. You guys can roleplay.
Does anyone in this place, like, is it like a wide diversity of different races, or is it just like
it is? There are different
races?
races, yes, different species, yes. So there's elf, there's dwarf, there's halfling, gnome. it's all different species.
But they all have that same look.
You can tell they're all
Yeah.
Like us, right? I mean, or not really like us, or is it?
You're like a step away from them.
Right,
You can
right,
think of it. Yeah.
All right.
Did I not?
Welcome to the Hunger Games.
Did I not take Whisper? I thought I
Careless.
did. Very careless.
You still have it, even if it doesn't say it.
Okay. I immediately start to look around for Gatrin.
Okay. You do see Gatrin at the other end, and he appears to be talking to a few people.
How far away is he?
About 100 feet. You could easily walk within range.
I'll go within range.
Okay.
Are we like? Do I get the sense here that we could walk around? Do we have to
Yes.
stay in one place?
Yeah, in fact, you feel celebrated. You know how dark it is, but you feel celebrated.
Okay. I will. I'll meander on over. Make believe I'm kind of fitting right in with the crowd,
Okay.
and I'll cast Whisper over to
Okay.
Gatrin.
You can say.
Gatrin, you have to get us out of here.
You see Gatrin talking, and I'll do exactly what he does. He's facing this direction, and he goes, He continues.
Gatrin,
I'm talking to you, Mr. Simpson.
hello, Mr. Thompson.
Hello, Mr. Thompson.
I think he's talking to you. Gatrin, nod your head if you can hear me.
This time, there's no reaction at all.
Can we all see Gatrin?
Are we?
That's a bit of a metagame right now because
Yeah,
you didn't
you
talk
walked
about it.
away from us. We're not near
Yes.
you.
Yeah.
So I would
Yeah.
say no.
Gatrin's
Yeah, now he
He
is.
puts a masquerade on.
now they'll never know.
I'm Gatrin.
So,
You can't see me.
are they like? What are people drinking?
All sorts of drinks.
Like drinks that I would have, or drinks that like they would have?
You're not sure.
I find
Definitely
somebody.
they
Are
would
there servants
Like a
like with
butler.
drinks? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Of course, celebrated guest. What would you wish?
What do you have?
We have everything here. This is the fortress.
Oh, that's nice. I guess
You are the Fortress Everstar, sir. The
Oh.
best.
I thank you. It's very. I appreciate the honor of having us here. Can I just get some ale or something? Something.
How quaint.
Yes,
Yes, I will get you ale.
I appreciate that.
He walks away.
All right, fellas. I feel the need to tie one on.
He comes back with an ale, and it looks reminiscent to your ale. We're gonna roll
An ale
Oh
check?
my.
an ale check.
Okay.
So you can roll a d6, and the higher the better. Vampire ale sucks.
Space ale sucks.
Unless you want to luck roll it and try to make it better.
No,
They just
it's
made
fine.
it an
It's-
hour ago.
It's
But
it's in
they don't have-
it's in line with the rest of the day.
They
All
don't
right.
have the oxygen in there to get the fermenting right.
That is probably the truth.
Good call. All right. Thank you. Thanks. All right.
I'm not old
Okay.
enough for that.
I'd like to
what's
see if I can
the
just
eat?
blend into the crowd and kind of disappear into it and just do some listening and unobserved is what I'm going to try and do. Just as I'm walking around, just kind of just to disappear.
Roll investigation check.
I'm headed
Anyone
for a
else?
food table.
Food table.
I'm gonna head towards a royal table, just whichever one I'm closest to.
Okay. There's no one sitting at any of the royal tables right now, although chairs are there.
Oh,
The
okay.
chairs
Yeah.
are also made of amethyst.
Ooh, very nice.
Amethyst.
I would love to take a survey of this crowd here and see if I can figure out which groups belong to which house. Do they have like different emblems on them?
Investigation check. Actually, no. Give me an
One
insight
sec.
check. Give me an insight check.
I got 1 6.
1-6 on your investigation. Okay. So
Yes.
you can ask me a question, Richard.
I'll come back. I have to think about this for a second. I think what I'm going to ask.
Okay, so I've got 1-6 on my insight check.
Okay, you can tell there are individuals from all three houses here. And you get the feeling that the leaders of the houses are not here, but everyone right below the leaders and down are here.
Okay.
Like Gatrin is the son of the Everstar family. You don't know where he's standing right now because it's kind of weird, but like he's there. You might see people at his level.
I don't think the guests of honor are here yet.
Well, yeah.
Are there guards in this room?
Yeah.
I thought we are the guests of honor.
Yeah, I think he means like
The royalty. The
people
heads
who we have
of
to.
the
The people who we
kings.
have to.
I want to get a beverage.
Sweet
but
talk.
then I want to
I see.
peruse. I want to peruse the room, like I'm mingle, do my thing, and then I want to keep an eye out for anything that might like perhaps break or fall down or get destroyed. Like if anything happens like through chance, like oh that glass broke or that chair broke or you know what I mean, like looking for things that go awry that might pop up, that I might be able to swoop in and fix something, like something like that.
Okay. You look around. So far, nothing.
Just keep perusing, just keep walking around.
Everybody roll d6.
2.
Two. How about
3.
Wow.
Oh, you stink.
What just happened there? There we go.
Oh my god.
2.
Two.
Time to go to Lotto and play 2.
I know,
Two.
right?
Pick 4, pick 5.
Oni, did you get 2 also?
4. He doubled it.
Okay, so Oni, you look around through the houses, looking for the house's insignias and such, and you do see all 3. Someone comes up to you. Immediately, you know this guy's some sort of like spellcaster or something. And he walks up, and his eyes are literally just light. And he walks up to you.
Hello.
Good day to you, sir.
I
You
give him a
are-
little bow.
Oh, thank you. I do not deserve your bows. I am a shadow weaver. And I have a proposition for you. I wonder if you will accept it.
Indecent exposure.
What kind of proposition?
My kind, are you aware of what we seek?
In general, or your specific kind?
A shadow seeker. A shadow weaver.
No, I'm not. I'm sorry.
We wish to harness the power of the Nether. Many have noticed that when they were there are items of great power there. There are also great energy and primal energy there that can be tapped. And some people have been able to bring it back with them to gain power. I wonder if you would allow us to imbue a crystal in you that would gather some of this power so that if you return, we could harvest it from you. Whether you are alive or dead.
If I were alive, would this damage me in any way? The harvesting?
No. Nothing that you would care about.
Is this something that would break the laws of your culture?
It is not.
I wouldn't mind.
Excellent. Perhaps ask your friends if they would wish to also be a part of this great journey and experiment.
I will definitely ask them for you.
Very good. Thank you. I will see you soon. He walks away and you see him talking to his friends. He's very excited.
How many of them were there?
Guys.
Calm down. Look cool.
He
Look
said
cool.
yes. Yes. He said yes.
I found a mule, guys. I found a mule.
Cool, be
So
cool.
I'm
be
gonna
cool,
go. I'm gonna go over to Miles first. Miles, I was just approached by a very interesting fellow. He had.
It's pretty early in the party
literally-
for that.
He had literally light for eyes, and he asked me, but I have no issue with it. But we're going to be going into this nether rage, and he wanted to have a crystal imbued upon at least me, and if you guys wished it as well, that would collect some of the energy of that place, so that when we return, they could collect that energy as a sort of experiment.
This is one of
I
the,
asked him if it was against their laws or customs, and he said that it was not.
This is one of the.
I couldn't help but overhear that you happen to be talking about this interesting offer that I have just
I
mentioned.
love this guy.
Hello,
I just
sir.
want to say I would be happy to extend this offer to you.
And you're a shadow.
A weaver of shadows.
Shadow weaver.
Shadow weaver.
Well, I am flattered by your offer, and I am intrigued by it as well.
I'm so excited.
Before I give you my solid yes, we are looking while we are here to gain the favor of one of the royal houses to sponsor us on our potential journey to the
Yes,
Nether.
of course, we unfortunately are not a part of any houses.
No, I understand.
No one cares to align themselves with the Shadow Weavers of Karen, but I assure you, you will gain much power.
No, I just want to make sure that whatever house we do align ourselves with is not.
Oh, no one cares if you...
That's all I mean.
No one would care, and in not ways that you would imagine or care about yourself.
I appreciate that. I think
So I'll put you down as yes.
I would not. I'm not giving you a solid yes yet. You can put me down as a maybe, and
I don't
a
have
hopeful
to.
yes. I'll tell you
I'll
what.
come back.
Yes, please
later.
do.
Have more drinks.
I
Sir.
will tell you. I really like this guy. No. Here's the thing. We heard a little bit about these guys before from our Lord Representative.
Yes.
I don't mind doing stuff that gains them more power or knowledge, because they seem to be, frankly, disruptors here, right? They seem to be exploring a part of the afterlife of this world the rest of the society doesn't want to acknowledge exists.
I
So,
agree.
if only for that, fine. Let's ruffle some feathers. But again, it's something that I think whoever we are approaching for our patronage, we should mention as part
Make
of the
sure they're good
honesty
for
that
it.
they all value.
Yes, I agree. If that turns out to be true, if it's not something that they care about, I will definitely volunteer for that.
Ah.
To take the blunt for anyone who does not wish to do it. So I mean, we can definitely make that work that way. I'm intrigued beyond words at the possibility of this. I would love for them to tell me more about what they're doing while they're doing it as well, because
Yeah, you seem
falls in
really
line.
really keyed in, I have to say. You're like, I can tell the excitement. So yeah, why don't you go back to that guy and tell him
I already
that you
told him
want
that
to
I
know.
would be down with it, but I told him first and foremost, I need that whoever we're seeking patronage for, that not be a negative thing to them.
Right.
We need to get that. We need to be able to go to the Nether first before any type of deal of that nature would be struck.
Radar, you see two guards walk over to you. They walk over to you, no expression in their eyes, and they part, and you see a princess with all these like extravagant like fabric and dimensional artistry around her. She walks up to you. Hello,
Give a little bow.
I am Princess Leandra.
Hello.
I wish to ask you a few things, and I would appreciate your candor.
Okay.
Would you honor me in this way?
I suppose. Sure.
If you cannot, I would understand.
No, it's okay.
I am told that Gatrin was on your station. Is this true?
Yes.
And was he your prisoner?
I'm not really sure.
Did you see anyone else on your station? Anyone not a part of your crew?
I think everybody else there was part of the crew, as far as I know.
So you encountered only Gatrin. The fans can't even sit still right now. I'm just like,
They're doing the wave
You're
over there.
asking the one person.
I'm just watching the show.
Yeah.
Right.
One person that you can remember.
You're talking to
Screw.
me. Remember,
Do you remember what happened?
Interesting.
That's the
She
right person.
approached Damien Scrow with this one.
Do you
Yes.
remember what? Anything.
No. One time in a previous life, I flat out forgot everything.
I don't recall.
I do not recall that. I do not recall
I
that.
believe you. Well, I was just curious, and I guess a final question, if you wouldn't mind. Are you an ally of Gatrin?
I don't think I know him well enough. I don't know.
I appreciate your honesty and your time.
My pleasure. Nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you. She walks away. You're chilling out.
Yep, I'm just walking around.
So, I've been speaking to some of your friends, and I have to admit, I am getting a lot of yeses, and I only have a few more spots that I possibly could do. So I'm really wondering if you would be interested in gaining unlimited power in the Nether.
I need to think about it a little bit, but I've heard about what you're selling, and I am interested, but not at this current moment in time.
Right,
but
right.
I'm gonna put me down for a maybe, and I mean it. I mean
I
maybe.
must add that checkbox to my list here. Well, I will come back later.
Please.
Enjoy the refreshments.
Yes.
Can I get you a refreshment?
I have one. Thank you.
Oh,
Yes. Thank you, though.
good.
Yeah, give him a little.
Okay. Someone just
It started so well.
started with a yes. Okay, so they're passing around. All of a sudden, you hear, ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce, of course, the family Everstar of the powerful house Everstar, Kuthro, Evelyn, and of course, already with us, Gatrin. Everyone, next, Feckwin, Blood Knight, and Darius, Blood Knight. These two walk in, they're twins, they have like long hair. And finally, Sussex, Windsong. You see a girl, probably in like her early 30s, equivalency, walks in. She has like an elaborate outfit similar to like the princesses. And she walks in, gives a couple of quick nods, and she walks over to the table. Everybody walks over to one of the respective tables. If our esteemed guests would be so kind to enter the center of the room.
Walk to the center of the room.
Does anyone not enter the center of the room?
Go enter the center of the room.
And by the way, in your time I rolled for you, you did not find anything that's breakable.
Okay.
You guys enter the center of the room, you stand there, and those of you that could not be here, that are passed out, have been taken to another room. They've been taken on your journey, and they are somewhere else. And the word that you've heard from other people is that they haven't officially gone through the process. So either they wake up, or they die, or they never wake up, or who knows. So.
Nice.
He'll sit down. I am Kuthro Etherstar. It is my responsibility and mine alone with Evelyn to bring you forth to the three kingdoms of Karen. You have been charged for the kidnapping of my son. Know that your leader has already been prosecuted and now hangs as our decoration. See, the crystal is up there with other smaller crystals, but his, obviously, is the biggest. while he will not exist in a way that will be similar to yours in the future, I wish to inform you that you have a chance to be represented here by one of the 3 houses. If so, you could live a life on this planet of great wealth, power, and such, as long as you survive the process of removing your soul. Now, you will be allowed to speak. You may choose one of your party, one of your lot, to speak for you. After this, I and the heads of the other kingdoms will decide if we will make a bid to take you into our fold, our clan, our house, whatever you're familiar with in your society. I must tell you that I myself am not very happy with anyone who kidnaps my son. So maybe you won't find me a very strong ally. But make your words clear and your intentions made. Choose your speaker. Representative walks over to you. Whoever you choose, he's whispering, be very careful with your words. Do not bring up anything that might disrupt them. And you're bidding for all of your lives. Choose who you think is the best. Rob. Imagine if we just walked in. Would you feel safe if Rob walked in?
That'd be awesome.
Would you be like, no? It would start off with fellow kings.
Right.
So we at least know that. Go ahead, guys. You can roleplay.
Can you do this?
I can talk. I don't know.
Remember, we were unconscious.
Yeah,
And we actually freed him. So just make sure you remember that.
You're comfortable with
And
that?
me, I was a real nice guy. Maybe you remember that.
We were amazing. We were good guys here.
Right.
I'm a good guy.
Good guys.
All right. I can kind of sell. Hey, we've got skills. We've got abilities. We can help the world. All the rest of that stuff, etc. I'll talk.
Wait, only question I have is, who do you want to try and get in? Which house do we want to go for?
No. We're going to talk to everybody. Then they'll
Doesn't
talk.
matter.
They'll decide.
Right.
Okay.
They
Right.
decide. They pick.
I don't
They have
know
the
anything
bid,
about anyone.
right?
Just sell us well.
The king and queen, the twins, and the queen of her own nation all seem to be intently watching.
All right. I guess, Your Lordship, I this to our representative. My lord, I guess I've been volunteered to speak on your behalf.
The one Miles will now speak to all of you.
I take 2 steps forward. I kneel. Honored royal families, we thank you for your mercy and for your generosity in inviting our party here tonight. We apologize for the actions that we've taken and any offense we've given you or your families. I understand that we may not be in everyone's favor, but I think that there is amongst us knowledge and abilities that could be of a benefit to your people if we are to undertake this process and survive.
Roll a charisma check right now.
Okay.
Be in the wheel.
Yeah. I'm just looking.
Oh no, it's 1 die.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
I'll re-roll. Why not?
Okay.
All right. Can I have my luck in for re-roll or just
You
my
can. It would
back?
still be the 1 die because you only have 1.
Yeah. Well, hey, No, it's 4. All right. myself and my compatriots have been trained to use science, technology, mechanics, the knowledge of the crystals to build things for our people. That knowledge that we have within us can be useful wherever we are. I think that we have value beyond the value intrinsic in every being to this society. As to the situation that found us here, I can only say this. While we were members of the crew, we took no... we were not, I would say, leaders of that party. And when I hope that Lord Gatrin would say that any interactions that any of us had with him were respectful and as kind and merciful as he would be in the same situation to us. I gladly submit myself to any questions that you may have for us, any curiosities that you may have. I hope I can answer. Thank you all for your time. And again, thank you for your generosity and your mercy. I bow again.
One more charisma check.
All right. I'm laying it on thick, guys.
May the odds be ever in your favor.
All right, you know what? I'll do another reroll. I'll try it. Ah!
No.
Weak.
They're all sitting back in their own ways, and they all seem to be obviously thinking as such. One of the twins speaks. I have a question for you. I wonder about your character. So I will ask you a few questions that my brother and I are curious.
Of course, Your Highness.
Who runs your planet, Andaria?
There are many kingdoms on the planet. Each of those kingdoms have their own leaders. However, if you ask the dragons that fly around our planet, it would be they would tell you that they are the ones who run it.
Where are the ancients? Or better asked, are the ancients protecting your planet?
I think, to my understanding, and Your
Please tell me a simple yes or no with no explanation.
No, I think the
You see all of them in the room. They're like the mood shifts like a wave. Everyone's like, so you say that just the dragons are in charge?
I say that if you ask the dragons, they'll tell you they're in charge.
And who else would say they are not?
I think that there are kingdoms on the planet who believe they rule themselves.
Am I to extrapolate from this that the kingdoms are fighting with the dragons? Is that true?
I think that's fair to say.
Is that true?
Yeah.
To inform you, in our society, we do not care for words that are in the middle. We wish to know yes or no, true or false.
I
Yes.
apologize, Your Highness, for not providing an answer to your liking. I just...
Are dragons and kingdoms at war
Yes,
on
they are.
Andaria?
Yes, they are.
I have no further questions. You look around the room and you see Windsong, Sussex Windsong. I have a question. You said that you could be of great use. What could your use be? The Everstars have their great power with crystal. I wonder what your uses could be.
That's a good question, Your Highness. My understanding, and I may be wrong, but my understanding is that the suits that we have built that combine technology and the ability to put souls within.
May I stop you for a second? We have your suits here. You see he points out, and you see like some guards open a door, and they bring all of your suits in.
Cool.
And they put them on the side, and people are like, "Ooh!" And they go over like to touching the suits. My, so interesting. People are just like phoning over it. It stops for maybe like 3 minutes, where people are doing that. Evelyn Everstar gets up and she walks over and she like looks at the suits. Sussex stays where she is. You get the sense that she's already examined the suits. We've seen your suits, but unfortunately, we do not feel that they might come close to our technology, but I do feel our crystal technology is more advanced. How would you possibly be of help? And I do not say that to put you down in your stature, but merely to find the use that you say.
I appreciate and understand. I think that we, because of our the way that we've explored our technology is slightly different than the way that you've explored yours. And I think there's an opportunity to take what we know and the technology that you have and advance it even further. I think that we're coming from a base that you haven't, and we can take the technology advances that you've made, plus the technology advances that we've made, and drive it forward in a way that perhaps, and again, I do not mean offense by you or any of your artisans, you would not do on your own, because you do not come from the same background as us.
So you suggest that perhaps your inclusion in our sciences could help us further our society?
I do.
What if we were to design a powerful ship that we would use to attack Andaria? Would you help us build the ship?
I suppose, if...
Again,
I understand.
I do not like the word suppose, and I know that my colleague over here told you about that. Please, yes or no, definitive one way or the other. Would you design a ship? Because we are designing a great armada, and I wonder if you would assist.
Yes, I would.
I have no other questions.
Fair enough.
King Everstar stands up. Why did you kidnap my son?
Your Highness, I do not know why Sparky first took your son aboard our ship. I was not awake at that time. I was in a state where I was unconscious, as was the rest of my party here. When we woke up, we freed your son from his imprisonment.
Are you an ally with my son? Would you call yourself that?
I will say this, your son and I fought side by side to protect each other.
Against whom? My forces?
I did not know they were your forces, sir, but they were people who invaded our station.
He looks over to Gatrin, and Gatrin just looks at him. They both have just like kind of like even stares. He looks back to you. You fought hunters, I believe? Yes.
Yes, I think that's what they're called, Your Highness.
On your station, did you see, and please speak loudly for everyone in the room, did you come across anyone else that might have been on that station with you? Besides Gatrin?
And the hunters?
Yes.
I did not come across anybody. When we woke up, if this is what you're asking, there was somebody else on the station. They fled before we can meet them.
Can you describe this person to me? He seemed to look over at the princess.
I've never seen the person, nor did I hear the voice of the person directly, but the person did speak to some of us aboard the ship.
Whom did they speak to?
I'm not 100%. I apologize for but I believe I pointed those two.
Would the two of you come forward, please? Which one of you or both of you spoke to this person of mystery?
I heard her voice.
it was a woman.
Yes.
Did you catch a name?
No.
No.
Anything else?
No.
Perhaps if you have an idea of who it was, maybe we can see if we remember if it's identical to.
He looks over at the princess, flashes a look, and then looks around the other side of the room, kind of like a balancing glance. I know what I care to name at this time.
Which princess?
Leandra. And you know, obviously, that the princess is not a part of Everstar. She must be part of one of the other ones.
Mhm.
My love, do you have anything that you wish to say? No, other than that I believe that they are just simply here to survive and escape whatever they feel they are in right now. I don't feel like they wish to contribute to our society in full. While they may not be lying about their intention to do so, their hearts are not there. Interesting. Would you agree with that assessment?
I think that Her Highness has great insight. We are here against our will, and I don't want to indicate that that's anything but the case. However, I would say that if you are showing us the mercy that you are, and you're giving us an opportunity to continue to live under whatever circumstances they are, I think that I'm honest in the fact that I feel the need to repay that. And if you're saying that my place in your society is to build machines or do whatever it is, then that's my place in your society.
Charisma check. That's a critical miss.
I know.
It is
I want
hard.
to reroll it.
Damn, how many you got?
Yeah.
Can I
Well, it's not a one now.
It's not a one now.
Can I give him a
you
luck or something?
You
How
took
does that
away the
work?
critical miss.
Next time he needs a reroll.
So,
We
so
could
his
give
luck
him
is
one.
limited by the dice. So if
Yeah.
he had like a luck of 3, he could reroll 3 dice. He only has 1 die. He can only roll 1 die again.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
No, but like if he ran out of rerolls, we could
Yeah, you could give him a
reroll
reroll.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm burning through them, so.
Right. Well, just
Yeah.
say the word if
So-
you need one.
As of right now, just to summarize, you failed every charisma roll. Although your speech was good, and out of game, I think your speech was good, but you did fail every charisma
Right.
roll.
I'm not winning
Negotiate
people
though,
over.
Tony?
Right, you're making valid points, but maybe it's not enough. That's
Right.
probably a better way to say
Gonna
it.
kill us.
Can I ask a question, Tony? Could he
Yes.
use his negotiate skills instead?
No, because he wasn't negotiating. Really, he was kind of making a speech. I thought about that if he was going to suggest something like that, but that wasn't. It wasn't
Yeah,
negotiation.
I felt like that would be rude. I'm not.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Would it help that there's a cute little gnome kid over there doing this right here with his feet on the chair?
Probably.
You can only wonder.
No one knows.
We shall now rule on this lot, as we did many times before. You see the speaker, the person who came over, comes once again. I will now act as the arbitrator for this, and I will go around the tables with your permission of the 3 kingdoms and of you, the honored guests. Everstar, will you support or make your bid to support the honored guests? The king and queen look at each other, and you see Gatrin go to stand up, and the king goes, Gatrin. Gatrin gets halfway up, like looks at you guys, sits down. No. It is a no for Everstar. House Blood Knight. Fecwin and his brother Darius are seen to be like whispering to each other. No, not interested. Blood Knight is a no. It falls to you. Sussex Windsong of House Windsong. I'm going to say no.
Was that one of the women he was looking at before?
No, that was Princess Leandra. It seems that there is no one to pledge for you or to represent you. You see Gatrin get up. It doesn't like walk into like a stance of like. He doesn't walk into like the center of the room to make a speech. He just gets up and like walks to the door. Some people are looking at him. He's doing that, and the person speaking is basically trying to speak. But obviously, this is a huge distraction. It seems that, and I will role play that. It seems that there is no one here that wishes to represent you. So, unfortunately, Gatrin speaks. I think there's another. He goes over to the door and he pulls out the key with the crystal on it. And puts it into the door. And just steps back. And see the door go. You see walking out of the door.
Oh shit.
I believe I have something to say. And that's where we stop today.
Hard no.
Captain Dan. Hi, Dan.
Always happy to see you.
It's actually a really cool moment that I almost wanted to go to because we have the time, but this was good
It's a
because
great
it just gets
ending.
crazy after.
That's a good spot.
Guys, that was the end of the episode. Off to Nether Netherland. Are they going to be off to Nether Netherland? We don't know yet. We're like off to it, but we don't know if we're
On
there.
the path to maybe going.
On the path to Nether Netherland.
Although it ain't looking so great.
It's not looking great. Guys, don't go anywhere because in about 3 minutes, we're going to come back and talk about this episode. And this was a lot of fun. It was different. It was all the things I think I said it would be.
Yeah.
And we will go over and go into the ins and outs of this episode. See you in a little bit. Good evening and welcome to the engine room. And in the engine room, is it comfortable in here?
No, it's hot.
It's hot in the engine room. I don't know why it's always hot in the engine room. I just like that it's hot in the engine room. We're joined by our special guest today. Obviously, our featured fans that have been playing along with us in this adventure. This is Charles, Richard, and Oni. And of course, we have the crew sitting here around a table. Dan will be joining us very shortly. Guys, today's episode was off to Nether Netherland. Tom, take us through the meeting.
Well, you see, Tony, in every life, there's a time where so there's this place called the Netherlands where I guess this like
The Nether.
the Nether
The
rather,
Netherlands,
where there's
yes.
this like
Real place.
this it's a possible
The Netherlands.
it's a possible afterlife for this new world, and we are doomed or honored to possibly
Both
explore
correct
it.
and correct.
Keep saying right
Doomed
things.
and honored.
Yes.
to possibly explore it. So that I think is the most direct meaning of this week's title.
We had interesting thoughts from Oni saying that they possibly might connect to the star.
Yeah.
And that might be like the reason for it. We're also exploring the idea that when this maybe something that possibly no one ever really thought about, because why would you? But like, what happens? Is there somewhere to go? Because the thought is there is nothing in what goes there. So they actually don't know as a society what the Nether is and what they're experiencing, but they do know it's worse than the hell that has been seen or imagined on Andaria.
I have to tell you, like, you described the hell of the Nether, and then you showed us what the world looked like.
Right.
I'm like, how bad must the Nether be? This is hell.
You know
Right.
what? Does this end the line?
What do you mean?
Like, be the line of our characters?
Yes.
Yes. I said that. I don't know if I said that on show. Did I?
Last week it was mentioned.
Yeah.
I thought.
I said that to Brooke when she called me up and asked me about it. I said the biggest thing here is that if people realize this, if they caught that, is that it's not just like, oh, well, okay, I'll just stay mortal, which obviously you could. But that ends your
breaks
Star
the-
Seeker
yeah.
characters. Yeah, because all of you are Star Seeker characters.
I don't
It's
like
done.
that. I don't like that.
So that is on the table 100%.
Some powerful stuff back there. I can't lose that stuff.
Next, in a side note, which I'm not going to talk about, I'm just going to say this one thing. Next episode is a special surprise for you.
Oh, jeez.
For you, ooh.
For you. For everybody, but there's a special one for you.
Tony, before we carry on,
yeah.
Andrew sent 1,000 bits through Twitch at the beginning of this show.
Oh, awesome.
So,
Thank you, Andrew.
So there
Cool.
was 2 rerolls.
Oh my God, guys! I'm sorry. I was so into this episode. I had so much role playing to do. I did not pay attention to the.
Yeah. So he did. I just wanted to bring that up. So
There it
there's
is.
2 rerolls.
T rolls for anyone who needs to use it. It's in the general section.
Cool.
Thank you, Andrew.
So, somebody wants to just remember or write down. There's 2 free rolls for anybody.
I'll
we
put
make
it down for you guys.
and the totem.
Thank you, Richard.
Yeah, what's up?
So now, just to make this clear,
Yeah.
we can lose the entire lineage of our character.
The avatar.
That's
Like, breaking
right.
the avatar line. It's like-
Right.
that's
Well, not
right.
that you lose the lineage, but yes, that lineage
It
ends.
stops.
Yeah.
Yes. So your next character would not be.
No connection to that stuff.
Yes. Any plot lines comes up, you're a side character.
That happens if we become Kairenites.
Potentially, because what if you find a way in the future to?
That's true. We
To
can,
do it.
Yeah.
To reverse Kairenites.
To reverse the soul separation process. If we can't reverse it, that's what happens.
If the Kaironite character ever dies, the process would end.
Is there any other way right now that would happen also? Because that's my
No, because your soul is eternal otherwise.
So if we just like, we're good.
right.
For future quests. I mean,
Yeah,
we're still,
if the soul was shed from the body and went up somewhere else, then it would be fine. But you're actually taking from the soul to empower the body. So you're destroying the soul. So if that happens,
in becoming Kairenites.
when that happens, the next character, no matter what you do, there's no way it can be.
Okay.
Yeah, that lineage ends.
That's sad.
Yes.
I have a question along that lines too. Like,
Sure.
because like Hogar is still alive, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, like, doesn't he still have the soul in him?
The
So-
soul is linked, and the soul is not always directly linked to one person in the body specifically. You could think of it almost like there's like source, and soul comes from that source, and actually is in every body at exactly the same time. So I can burn that fire through the path of any one of your soul forms, and also, although we play in a linear or serial fashion, your soul forms can constantly be reborn at any times in any order like this, and they all live this linear existence.
Right.
We do it in order because of the story, and that's probably, maybe you could say, probably more for the soul seekers, like they're trying to stay in touch with the timelines that's lived by physical form, but the soul could be burned out through one of the vessels, and it would burn out the soul for all of the vessels in a sense.
Right. It's basically it's basically severing that soul from the life pool of the world going forward.
Yes.
There's no other body it can ever inhabit.
The only thing that would be different for your other characters, like Holgar, for example, is he would be able to return to Source, to Andaria. You would not be.
It doesn't affect the previous stuff. Still has
Right,
their
he's
things.
right.
Yeah.
Kind of like your grandfather in a sense. He would be able to return, but that would be the end for like. There's no return from that. It's done.
What do you mean?
He might be able to return in some kind of fashion,
But
in another form, in a sense, like essence. He returns into the planet. But that's it. There's nothing after that.
Now, before you guys think of killing yourselves, just think of this as a potential issue, is that the Red
The
Knight,
voice of reason.
I think the Archmage said that the further you get away from Andaria, the harder it is to go back.
Right.
What happens if you killed yourself and you went into the ego of this world, because it's the closest ego realm to you, and you end up getting pulled into Kayrin's ego, not Andaria's, and then you're trapped in that forever hell? Just a thought.
throwing it out there.
Throwing what out?
You'd still be a Star Seeker, but now you'd be an eternally tortured Star Seeker.
No, being a star, we found it.
We found it's mine.
So I'm here.
So there's a lot of ideas. I've heard the idea constantly of killing yourself, ripping the soul out, ripping the crystal out, and doing something with it. Like Phil just said that.
Put it in my suit one last time.
Yeah, Brooke had a similar idea. She was saying we have to kill everybody, just release our souls and be done, and actually do it. She suggested for a second to do like a total party kill.
Right.
Right.
And that would be the victory to the game. Maybe it would be.
A moral victory.
Moral victory. And I said to her, it would be the first voluntary TPK maybe ever in tabletop, because I can't imagine anyone voluntarily let end. Maybe you really hated the campaign. That's it. It sucks. I'm out.
Well, the thing is, if we're Star Seekers, we know what's at stake, and if we all know that we can't end that lineage, that's like what we have to do.
Yes.
Like, if we know, which we do, we have to do that.
Right. Exactly.
Here's a real radical idea for you, but what if you found a way to reverse the process, and then you could reverse the whole Karen race's process of giving them all back souls? Could you imagine the devastation you could create that way?
I love Evil Richard.
You're a good person. They make a different breed of human in.
He's a hard life down there. They gotta. So
hey, we're coming to winter.
That's right. That's right.
He's getting dark. So yes, there is a lot to decide there, and just so you know, all options are on the table, and they all have their effects. So and they're all risky. And I'm not gonna lie to you, maybe one of those is good. Maybe one of those is really bad. We don't know, so it's interesting. Let's first talk about your favorite people. Who knew your favorite people would be the Shadow Weavers? It's funny, I made them. I'm like, they're so dark and everything. They're powerful, and they're like my favorite person.
I love this guy.
So, why do we enjoy the Shadow Weavers?
Well, I mean, I felt I don't know. I loved his honesty about
Yes.
Can I give you a proposition?
Yeah.
But also, I think I called it out when Oni and I were talking about it in game. I love the fact that there's this highly regimented world that's almost religiously opposed to us, right? And they believe certain things are so, that there is no afterlife, there is nothing, blah blah blah. But these people are but there is kind of something.
Right.
Let's explore that.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And I so from a character point of view, I'm yeah, let's get these guys some more cachet in the society, and let's start disrupting things here, right?
I
We're
was
a
immediately
mess.
on board.
They look really tight here. Let's get them all wrecked.
Correct. So, what did you learn about the society as a whole? You guys learned in a mean way. What did you guys learn from that?
Just that they're, they're strict, they're disciplined, they there's very little like
A
sort of
mean way.
room
Yeah.
for
How did when you think back to how the guy was acting at you, and did you notice that I was role playing it, but I was role playing a little over the top, and he was like uncontrollable
I just hated that guy.
because he knew that
he was going to get killed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. And I don't know if you connected that later, but he knew he was going to die.
He knew he was going to get
So
killed.
he was trying to like rectify the issue, and the fact that you were like anything that was going to kind of like go against him was like
The
making
thing
it,
is,
putting the
if we-
dagger in his
If we
heart.
kill ourselves, that guy's totally getting got.
The representative.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah,
I'm totally,
yes.
if we decide to do
Totally.
that, I'm totally looking at him and be like, "This is for you, buddy." And just do it.
Meanwhile, he's been nice to you. He's
I
been
know. but
Yes,
my
I know.
soul's immortal. I'm coming. I know I'm coming back. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
he
That
doesn't.
guy don't.
I'll see you in the next life. Well, no, I won't.
Oh, no,
Wow,
sorry.
okay.
Yeah.
Did you get mad at him when he sent you away?
I did, but in a funny way. Like, okay, pal. Like, I'm out of
Okay.
here.
Okay, pal. See you, buddy. Okay, yeah. So like they mentioned before, like that we have this one life, and the way we live it is very important.
Yeah.
So probably, would you say that's maybe different than what you thought of like a vampire race?
Yeah.
So now let's talk about the three kingdoms. What are your thoughts on this? Oh, Dan has something to say.
I mean, it seems like one group is pretty intent on attacking Andaria.
Twins ask you a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's definitely seems like there's some sort of friction between the houses and possible like I don't know if it's like a spy situation or
Yeah.
some sort of like
espionage thing happening. Yeah.
there's something going on clearly between these people and the people in these houses like with
Yeah.
there's
So bring it up
definitely
for the after
it
show.
seems-
Bring up the moments that you say that suggest that.
So when they were talking about, they kept questioning about us about the other person that
Princess
was on the
voice.
station.
The voice.
Yeah.
Like somebody knows that somebody else was there, and there was definitely
Right, and the
somebody else
princess
there
came
that-
over to you and was like, "Do you know anybody else?"
Right.
And luckily, she's like, goes over,
Right.
You're like, "I don't know. Nobody else is around."
Right. So yeah,
Right.
people know things that is going on, sort of
Alright.
not seen by everybody else or not known by the other houses. Clearly, not everybody knows what's going on with all that. There's like things going on that people don't know about.
So what do you guys surmise is happening?
I think that one of the houses is trying to maybe get advantage over the other ones, or maybe take over, or or trying to hurt one of the other ones maybe in some way. Or
Yeah, I think there's a play to make Gatrin the head of his house. I think that's the play, because it seems
Could
like
be.
if one of those princesses is in league with Gatrin, maybe like getting
or maybe you think if they like get together, then they could like overthrow one
And
of the
then
other
you-
houds. Like then two will become.
something like that. So there's like
Instead of three,
there's a
it'll
play to
become
bring
two.
Gatrin up to the next level, and he can't do it because his parents are still kicking.
I think
Could be
that the three houses together want to attack and destroy Andaria. I think that the twins were asking questions, and when information got out there, like, oh, Andaria's at war. Oh, the ancients are kind of absent. Like, now they're thinking like, oh, this is my house got this information about Andaria. Now we can attack Andaria because of my house. And I think that's kind of like the weird relationship that the houses have. But this princess, I think there's kind of like an underswell of
Like just,
support for Andaria.
yeah,
Like the Rebel Alliance.
yeah. I think there's a little bit of like the youth of these royal houses is like this is kind of
Right, this is nuts.
this is nuts. Like we
So-
don't need to be like this.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think it's that. So far, I think it's that princess and Gatrin who are secretly protecting Andaria.
And if Princess Leandrin is the person that was there on day one that fled, right? Maybe she was like, maybe at that point at least she's like, hey, I can only help you so far. I can't I can't do, because that's basically what she says. Like, I can't do this. I gotta go. And so, like, I think that there's that underplay there. I think Gatrin is definitely, like, we already know, like, from what we were told ahead of time, right? Like, he was not a prisoner of anybody. Like, he was, prior to Sparky meeting him, he was on the run. And Sparky...
Right, that's what he said.
Right? That's what we were told, at least. Sparky kind of met him on the run and said, all right, let's go over here. So, I think that whole thing... I felt like the king was trying to save face by making it very clear publicly, my son was a prisoner, you were the people who imprisoned him. And so I was trying very much not to contradict that, right? Like, he was in prison. Like, we released him from a prison. Like, I wanted to make sure that, like,
Right.
you know, that we weren't trying to rock a boat.
Right.
Yeah.
Right?
It's a
But
shame.
now, but I think, like, now that I'm thinking about it, I think we may have, like, blown up his spot a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Because
yeah.
I think his when we heard, like, that he's trying to get away from his parents, we assumed that, like, they were at odds and they were trying to arrest him or whatever. But I now that we're talking it out, I think the case was that they thought he was kidnapped.
Maybe that was
So they're just, like, like, hey, let me go get my son back. And he's avoiding them
that might
because
have been the ruse.
he
The
doesn't-
ruse was the kidnapping.
Right.
Yeah.
And, like, just because he doesn't want to be a part of
Right,
whatever
when
it
we
is they're
said we
doing.
fought on the same side, we might have blown him up a little bit when I said that. Like, yeah, we fought together.
Maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's like, against the hunters? And I'm like, I don't know who they were, but, right, you know.
So now we unintentionally planted a seed of, like, oh, he wasn't their
Well,
prisoner.
good. I don't give a
Okay.
shit about any part of French. Like,
Right, okay.
let
No, just saying
all the
it's nice.
seeds be planted. Plant them all, right? But yeah, I think I noticed that too. Like, I was like, well, but I was like, I'm in it, and I gotta.
Yeah.
Right.
Can I just say, I was very surprised that I was chosen to be the not me, Tom, but Miles. Like,
Oh, yeah.
like, he's not a character who's built for doing stuff like this.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, I can talk.
I was when you were doing it, I was like,
Yeah.
Tom is very equipped to do this, but his character is very different. I was like, and I thought that because
Yeah.
So, I'll do that next. But I was pretty sure like your charisma check was going to low. I didn't know it was 1. I was
Yeah.
like, it's probably like a 2 or 3 at best.
Yeah. No,
Who's
no.
the highest? Who's the highest Christmas tree?
Me,
What is it?
5.
Fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, yeah. I'm the ship's mechanic kind of guy. I'm not.
So what you gained, I'll tell you just the fun mechanics of how that worked, is every time you set a point, which is probably obvious once I say it, every time you set a point, that was going to be a chance for you to earn favor. And it's possible someone could have chose you. It didn't happen because you didn't make any of the charisma checks. But you were fighting to earn a charisma check.
Right.
So you earned it because you said something that I knew was a big thing, so you got one. And then in that whole time, you rolled 3 charisma checks. It just wasn't in the cards. You rolled 6 times for 3 times, and you just got nothing. But you didn't get the critical miss, which would have been an insult. So that's good at least. But you did good because you earned charisma checks.
Right. I didn't piss
You
them
could
off.
have you could have earned nothing. So
Right.
you did what you could do with the best of your character. You're just not built.
Right.
And that's how it worked. You were a great speaker. Your character is not.
Yeah. But I
Yeah,
feel
you could have got us killed probably.
I could
pretty
have,
fast, you
right?
know.
And
Yes, and I would have probably chosen if it came down to that, I would have done it randomly to make it fair. But absolutely.
And I also feel like they asked questions, and then he was very clear. I want a yes or a no. And I'm like,
Right.
Like, I gave them the impression the agents are gone because he wouldn't let me say, like,
Right.
they're there, but they're not really involved. Like,
Right.
Right.
if you show up, like, I don't know what's going to happen, bro. Like, and like, I also
But your
gave
answer-
them the
your-
impression
your-
that the whole thing's at war. And I'm like, there's people at war with the dragons, but some people support them, or some people are okay with
They
it.
may not really care for the
Right.
exact truth. They just
Right.
want enough truth.
Right.
Right.
So, look, if you go in all cocky, great, go ahead. Like,
Right.
it's-
Right.
And again, like, you know what I was very glad they didn't ask me. This because I was worried you were going to say it. They asked me, if I give you this assignment to build ships, would you build them? I said, yeah.
Right.
If they asked me,
Are you going to do a good job?
are you going to do a good job?
Oh wow, yeah.
I would go, no. Like,
Be happy I didn't think of it. Yes.
like, I'll build whatever. I'll put a bomb here. I'll put
It's Rogue One. You're gonna build the blow it up
Wait,
switch.
Right.
Hey, can I just throw a question out there for you guys to think about?
Yeah.
What if the message from that person in episode 1 or 2 wasn't meant for the crew, but was meant for Gatrin? When she said that she had to go.
I
And
think
that, imagine if that was who it was actually intended for, and you guys just happened to pick it up. It was
Well, it
actually meant for Gatrin.
it said Aegis, right? It said Aegis.
Yeah. It was directed
Right,
at
but
The voice, though, the radio voice. I don't know who that was for.
so the radio voice was in the person and the note are the same person.
Right.
Okay. And I'll say that you're right in your assumptions about what's going on, but it wasn't directly to Gatrin. It was to Aegis about Gatrin, because Gatrin was what? He was out.
It's out.
Out cold.
That's right. I
And
feel
Sparky
like
found a way how to knock them out. Sparky did something to the crystals and found a way to use the crystals to knock him out.
No,
No?
no, it's when the when
no,
we
he
went-
was hurt.
Okay, I was hurt.
He was hurt bad, and then you just kind of you woke him up.
I do feel like the fact that Aegis, and I don't know why I've always felt this way. It's clear that he was a crystalborn, and I think you made that expressly clear. But still, I somehow this entire time felt Aegis was not a actual person, even though he spoke to us and we interacted with him and stuff.
Right.
So I was very shocked to see him as his own being, and like I feel like that is like the thing that I'm like when we're talking about, well, we should all kill each other. I'm like, no, I gotta find out what's going on with this guy.
Like, I need to know more about. Can we hold up, everybody? I know this guy. I gotta find out
I gotta
more.
find out like what
That's
his
funny.
deal is, and like
Yeah.
what like
And that's another part of the story we're talking about. I always keep saying like it's about the human condition and like, about that, about existence. And now we've seen for the first time a crystalborn turn into a
Right.
human. And what is that like? So
Right.
that's and we've seen crystalborn turn. We'll turn into him and they were alive. Now we've seen one that was like dead back in a sense.
yeah, where did he come from?
He was still there. They still got his crystal. They just pulled him in. So what do you think of the society? We've seen the society as a whole in that picture I gave you.
It's creepy.
It's creepy. Does it feel like a vampire society? Does it feel like it? Does it feel like what you thought? Is it what you expected, or something else?
I was kind of expecting more.
More like Indaria?
No. More of like a active warlike culture.
Active warlike culture.
Like armies marching all the time.
Yeah, big, maybe like armies of big monsters kind of walking around.
Yeah, for them it went the other route. It's almost like if someone took away like religion for everybody and they said like, no, like Catholic, Jewish,
Right.
whatever you're going to be, Hindu, it does not matter. It's gone.
Right.
And then you would imagine like pandemonium probably, and then would it come around? And that's what the society did. It came around to like, listen, we're not going to die. We live forever. So everything you do matters, and it lasts forever. You're not going to escape it in 100 years, 200 years, 300 years. So they have that predatorial feel, like the ferociousness to them. And I imagine you might feel that underneath sometimes.
Yeah.
But they're also like have these values they stick to. They don't like the in-between. They want yes or no. And I think I put that in there just because it's kind of like a society that the older we get, the more like we don't want to bullshit around, kind of.
Right. Just tell me the answer. You know the answer.
So the society is like that. It's just like yes or no. And they don't want to. And some people are getting lost in it, like the people you expect.
I would think it would be the opposite, because like for us, we get old. We want to the point because we age. But you'd think they'd want the story. They want to take the time to hear the lengthy tale because they have all the time in the world. You know what I mean? That's what That's the take I would have taken from it.
Maybe. I guess you could imagine it either way, right? Because maybe after being around 100 years, do you have more patience or less patience?
Well, if you're never dying, it's like wouldn't you want to just be entertained for as long as possible? Like entertain me with your lives.
But listen, you want to be entertained. When you get older, this is just a debate because who knows. But when you get older,
I've
noticed
been
that
around for like 400 years.
Right.
So
when when we're older, we want to be entertained still, right? Because we're getting older, we do different things. But you notice that I find that the entertainment window is closing and more specific. That you only want to do the things that you want to do
100%,
specifically.
but that's because we have death coming.
Right.
They don't have that.
Right.
So it's
True.
like-
True. Yeah.
On the other
I
side
mean,
that you got to remember, I've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years I've been living for. I've probably seen so much as
and
well.
that's just Richard
And I'm
Wallace.
just going, we don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so who knows? I mean, I imagine it could go either way. You know. But yeah,
I feel
that's.
I feel like they've built a really big blind spot into their culture, though. Like a huge blind spot.
Hey, John.
Because,
Welcome
like,
to the show.
If a celestial that used dark energy were to come along, I mean, right now they're free and they're happy, right? Being free, because there is no dark celestial commanding them the way that the one in Dragano did on Andaria. But it like since they've completely like shunned the light from their society, if a celestial that uses that dark energy were to show up on their doorstep, they'd have like zero resistance. They'd just be like immediately subjugated.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to say. Is in your role play or as you're going through the quest, do you guys feel the absence of the Celestials in a sense? Is that factored into your
Yeah,
thoughts?
I do feel a little bit naked with that stuff. Yeah.
I mean,
Like the absence also that sense, but also the absence of like a celestial power here. Like there's no God here.
That's
Yeah.
true. I do feel that.
yes, no, I think that's very present.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah. Good.
like that attitude is so different than any other society that we've dealt with in any other quest that we played here. Like the people that we're talking to, that's it. They're the top of the line.
Right.
Right? They have no one to answer to. They have no one to be inspired by or anything like that at all. I got that impression very much so. Like it was very like I don't know. When we walked in and they were in the masquerade gear, even before you said it, like I'm like, oh man, this is just like the vampire balls from
Right.
Knights of Andar, and that as well was like a very godless kind of vibe,
Right.
And like that was very alien on our world,
Right.
right? But here it's like this is what it is. This is
Right. So we're gonna end on the topic of Bardot. So, bridging what you just said, what's the deal with Bardot? So what do you think is going on with him? So we know his whole history, obviously, from here, and we know he came from Kayrim. We know how he got here. He was imprisoned and he escaped, and we know that he was kind of pushing for like, why can't vampires be a race? And now that you know that they are a race, what's going on with Bardot? Like what? He's obviously knows what he's doing. He can see the future to a very strong degree. And now he's the leader of the Citadel on Andaria, and there are millions of people that he said, no, you're all going to turn into vampires. There's no, like, immortal ones of these few people, because these vampires are living at the top of this whole society, being like, we're the best, and maybe if you're lucky, you'll be with us. He's like, okay, that's gone. You're all going to be vampires, no problem. And they made everyone vampires. So there's over, like, 1 million vampires in that Citadel living within it. So now I ask you again, what is the deal with Bardot?
I think he's looking at his planet. He's looking at Andaria, and he says to himself, him being who he is, the plotter that he is, he's saying, why do we want to attack everyone on this planet when I can just go there and make them my people and take over a part of the planet and rule it myself?
Have it
Why
one step
attack?
further, Dan.
Mhm.
Take it one step further and go, what if he's creating a new Kayrin? A planet where they can live on a really
Right.
nice planet. Go wipe the population out, convert them all to vampires. With no war, no battle, no fight. There's no destruction of the planet at all. And they can just live there on a really beautiful planet.
Yeah, right.
So I was thinking the same thing, kind of in reverse. What if there's a triumvirate of kingdoms? There's the 3 kingdoms that are in charge of this world, and then there's him. But now he has a kingdom
Right.
that is equal or far more powerful than any of the others.
Right.
And he was not just brought in here to give a speech. He was brought in here as there is another person who has the right to vote.
Number 4.
Right. And I think that might be his play. Like, okay, you're not going to let me play here? I'm going to build my 4th kingdom. And then we'll see who's really in charge. So I don't know if he wants Andaria. I think he might have used Andaria to get back to Karen.
What if we were thinking of this quest all wrong? But what if the whole plan was to get... Because they knew who we were when they picked us for this. They must have known that we were Starseekers. What if the play was to just take a handful of Starseekers off the board? Like, these are the disruptors in history. You know, so we know how to locate them, so now we're going to take them to one location, and we're going to end that.
Oh, maybe.
You know, like, maybe it's a deeper thing than we think it is, you know?
But I feel like, I don't know, I feel like Bordeaux would be the one...
I like that look that you...
I feel like he would be the...
I have no comments to make, but I'm liking everything I'm hearing.
He would probably be the one to know that or do that, but...
Because
why he wouldn't...
Because what are the odds of picking
You would have to find some sort of connection between Bordeaux and Sparky to see that, right?
Because they had us in a sleep the whole time. They knew who to pick. They knew, you know what I mean? Like they cherry picked us. They cherry picked us and put us in the comas, and then they're bringing us to this place to like have that connection severed. It's like, it seems like it's planned.
Or is it just coincidence?
Throughout all of history, it's been like the same group of souls coming back and messing everything up.
But
And
I would
the point.
think Sparky selected us,
Right.
and Sparky knows us because he's fought with us in the past.
If you think Sparky knows that you're a Starseeker.
I mean, well, I would think if we're looking for coincidences that aren't really a coincidence, like, why was everyone who was selected a Starseeker? I would think that Sparky had that knowledge, and he would say, oh, I have this crazy mission, let me grab everyone who've already fought with in past lives. And then when we get sent here, and like you're saying, someone's trying to take Starseekers off the board,
Yeah.
that's where I think it would be a coincidence, I guess. Or if somebody would happen to have that knowledge and say, oh, there's just a cluster of Starseekers here. Let's get rid of them. But I think it would start with Sparky's knowledge, and it would make sense that if he had that knowledge, that he would select us to go.
So what do we think Bordeaux is going to... what's going to happen? The season finale. The season finale of Audio Dungeon. What happens?
He sponsors
Father
us
starts
to
a
go
war.
into the Nether. He's going to try to make it happen.
And then what?
Well, I'll say this: if Bordeaux votes for, one, establishes that he can get a vote here, like has some bona fides or can make that argument or whatever the case may be, and votes for us, like to sponsor us to travel, there is something in the Nether that he needs. That we'll have to do and bring back. And that he will give us some, I would say, 1/2 to 3/4 promise that if we succeed in doing that, that he will be able to assist us or point us in the right direction to reversing this process. That is my... I feel like so far, everything that Bordeaux has done has been, just help me and I'll help you. Like, but it's never been, he's not a villain in the way that help me and I'll screw you over. If you fulfill your bargain, the bargain's never what you think it is, maybe.
Right. But you do get...
You get what he tells you he's going to give you.
Right.
And he'll, like, he
That is the beauty of Bordeaux.
Right. So I think that would be my expectation from him, what he wants out of episode 12.
I don't know.
Here's an interesting thought too, right? We know that Star Seekers can do their thing through light, right? But we don't know whether or not there is a dark version
Technomancers?
of Star Seekers.
Do you mean Technomancers?
Star Seekers, right?
Do what thing through light?
Shadows?
They're connected through their souls, right?
Oh.
And they travel around
yeah.
different bodies through their souls.
Souls that are
Right, we
seeking to
don't know
become
what
to help out the universe, the planets, the galaxy, and are chosen to become Star Seekers. So like a normal soul becomes that and levels up to Star Seeker, and then from there. Just to clarify.
But we don't know whether or not there's something that is the opposite of that out there. The reverse of a Star Seeker. Like, there could be a way for us to become dark Star Seekers, and it could be out there in the Nether. They may be not just trying to wipe us out, but maybe convert us to the other side.
It could be.
I will say, nothing that Bardot has done, that we've seen him do so far, has been burn it all down. Like, what he seems to want is order, structure, and more for himself. Right? And like just more power, influence, whatever the case may be. But I don't think that he is I want these two planets to go to war. I only want one to survive. Like, maybe that's his long play, but it seems like that doesn't seem to be in line with anything else that he's wanted so far.
But whenever it's like, yes, he's just like angling to come out ahead no matter what. But like now that we have this information about Karen, where he's from,
right.
Like I think the puzzle pieces fit together. Like, if we're saying he's like the fourth house to come in and vote, and from what we've seen, it seems like the houses are angling to attack Andaria. Mm-hmm. It seems like what I think is that he was able to say, these guys are playing Little League, I'm going to go play in the pros. Like, you want to take over Andaria? Build your ships, build your lasers and your whatever. I'm going to go to Andaria, and I'm going to turn people into vampires. And I'm going to begin taking over the planet.
Right.
Now that, but like, he's encountered us, these places in the past. So now that he goes back, it's not about like, oh, let me, like, he's almost in a checkmate position now. Because he's like, I have a very strong foothold on this planet. I've very strongly begun doing what we want to do. Oh, and by the way, these guys here, these guys are going to be our biggest headaches in preventing us from taking over Andaria. You want to turn them into Karenites and no longer give them the ability to live eternally and eternally stop us from doing that? Turn them into vampires, and they're off the board.
Yeah.
And you guys can piss off and do whatever you want. I'm going back to Andaria, and I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, and I'm going to do it for Karen. That's what I think is happening. So I think we're seeing a different Bardot here. I don't think we're going to see a Bardot who's going to say, you help me out, and I'll help you out a little bit. Like, I think those days are done for Bardot.
Okay.
You think Bardot has reached a point where he doesn't have to make his bargains?
Right.
Interesting stuff.
I know.
So if he wants us to go in to try to convert, then we should not do that.
But I mean,
Right? Or
is he
or we
is
should-
he really in a position though to stop making those bargains? I mean, they've got people like Eldari who are still out there, are still powerful. So I mean, that's why I was thinking if like if there's a way in the Nether to convert people into, dark Star Seekers, people who are the counter to the Star Seekers who are trying to help the light spread through the universe. He might be trying to recruit his own force to take over that position, because there are still people out there who are powerful enough to put him in check.
I guess we're going to find out next week, everybody. Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is the season finale of Celestial Engine. And it's been a wild season. It's been a lot of fun. Next week, we'll go over the entire season and all the fun, most interesting moments and such. And I really think we have to have a full crew next week. Hopefully, we were able to do that. Because I don't want to do it without everybody. It's going to be a fun one, and it could end on two likely powerful events or happenings. I don't know which way it's going to go. So I'm excited. Guys, thank you so much for watching the show today. Watch us next week for the season finale. Next Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we had a great time. This is the Audio Dungeon in the engine room. Thank you to the fans. Thank you for watching. We'll see you guys next time on Audio Dungeon. Thanks.
Bye.